in Americas.
And KRU had a great start indeed yesterday in the LCQ, but that's also a pain point for them for today against Furia, because Furia was able to sit back yesterday and see how
watch
KRU
it all.
So study the play style and see if you could counter it. And we're starting things off very aggressively. KRU on the defense here on split. 4 players pushing down towards middle, while all of Furia, except for a late lurk, that's going to get hurt here from the middle for a B hit. It's open, a 5 versus 5 retake.
4 ghosts as well, so you know this is staying as the death squad. It's all really up to Mazian right now. If Mazian can play this slow enough, it's all the info that Furia needs.
There you go, they flash it, they hurt him a long time ago, so Mazian's the first to fall in this series. Pushing towards the spawn though are Furia. There's only one player there, that's Davies, gonna try to keep them back. Both duelists moving forward for Furia. Digizine and MW0 just waiting out in the corner. Meanwhile, though, you do have the execution starting to come in from KRU, but the retake on B main held back by Furia for now. Back to a 2 versus 3 disadvantage for Furia, as it's up to Digizine, looking for that clutch. Davies and Nax closing in, tapping on the spike, it's open. Digizine could actually play it on the angle. The first one does not connect. Now it's at halfway. He gets the shot onto Nax.
That's gonna be it.
That's gonna be it. Again, onto Davies for the Red Bull clutch.
Oh my gosh. Digizine starts off on the first round, coming up huge. No right to be getting that clutch there, but the angle was given by Davies just too far to the left on the defense. He goes down with the ship on that one, and what control of the ship he had the whole time, too. Just knowing he could put that angle on to Nagzat, and Furia start off with a round they should not have. Let's see where they move to for second. Probably expecting a bit more pressure from KRU after they run down mid on that first round. Spike's still holding in Ramen right now, but using utility to clear everything out, giving KRU that consideration that they may have a really nice eco strat.
That's right. Coden, the one stepping up here for Furia in the shoes of QCK, as this Sky was using that Trailblazer to see if there was going to be a stack from KRU in the B side, and that's Mazian with a nice opener.
What a creep up.
Because it already falls, nice work play. Keeping only one player inside the B side on defense, and that's going to be Melzer. Picked off now by MW0. Easy plan about to come down.
Keep an eye on this. Mazian's identification, or identifying that A Heaven was not guarded. Davies finally gets him, but how often are Furia going to come back to this A Heaven to see if they can get control, get information, and then work the map as they did here on this second round? A quick hold on to B, and they should be able to come away with this without too much damage. We'll have to see what this chamber now for Davies brings in as we get into the gun rounds. He has played it in the past and all time. He's got about 650 rounds on it. Other ones, his Phoenix is 600. It's about his 3rd played, so not too far back. So he should be able to see some good chamber play out of Davies here with that pick.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun one to witness as the round continues to move forward here on Split. As BBB mentioned on that desk, they've pretty much switched compositions for both KRU and Furia. So a lot of responsibilities for Davies on this chamber role. Thankfully for KRU, it's their map pick, and they also thought they were going to play the defensive side first. There's a couple of busts that happened for Chamber in the last time when you saw actually Digizine play Chamber on that map in week number 1. So can those changes coming up for Chamber for Davies will be good enough here for KRU to start putting these rounds together now that they have the rifles?
Yeah, and I feel like KRU has to grab a lot of rounds here. Not having the double duelist, it's going to be a lot on Kesnet once they get on to attack.
Yes.
So Furia picks attack coming into this with the ability to go defense, but no, they want to set the pace, and here we go. That double duelist is on the train tracks and rolling through now.
And that's a great start. The train mark already set up here to not allow MW0 to get too much space on the double satchel. KRU already looking to play what has been their signature move against MIBR yesterday, to flood in for the retakes as the plant comes down on the A site.
What's the defense? The utility is there for KRU, but I feel like Furia already has this garrisoned. Scaled to screens. MW0 with first contact.
Turns away from it. Boombot's fully flashed, so it cannot clear, but Kesa just swings out for that frag. A retake now ensues. Mazian holding in the back of the map. with this stinger. Flash coming around the corner. Another perfect flash. But Mazine still dancing around. Only good for that one kill. Digizine on this last player stuck at the screens. Chased down, hunted down, and dropped by Melzer in the end. And KRU manages to get the first round with 3 players alive.
Exactly, 3 players alive to keep this going because they're going to be facing Furia's weapons on the next. But a great retake, a lot from what we saw yesterday on KRU. Patience, not losing anybody if it was Furia or anyone else taking the site, right?
Yep.
We saw it yesterday in MIBR where get to site, get position, and KRU would still have 5 full with util to retake. And they have been so good at those protocols. Really tough for these teams to have a good post plant. They showed MIBR, or they made MIBR seem like they weren't a team with the second best post plant in the regular season yesterday, right? It was just such a switch of gameplay for KRU. Now into round 4.
Poison orb emitting.
Slowed down, but still this B focus for Furia.
Yeah. Always trying to keep Melzer pretty much aware on this B site. Double satchel through, close range to gravity well. And finally the assist comes across. But Digizine continues to explode now in the B site. Drop in a defense from KRU. One trying to spam through the smoke on the top of that for KRU. That's Nags, not connecting into any kills yet. Safe plant coming in. Madzine's looking for a very late lurk. The 1v1 moving forward. Davies spotted, and that's another player to fall for KRU. Might be the call here for the last 2 players to do whatever they can to save these last 2 weapons. Can they isolate Madzine now? And they will.
Furia has created and orchestrated this little strategy here that KRU needs to always find Mazine.
Yep.
They can't do much. They can't commit to a retake without finding where that flank is. And again, Mazine controls almost 3 people in that situation.
Yeah.
Does go down, but prevents the round from being even, or having a retake. So Furia is working the map so well right now to just stall KRU on wanting to push forward. They always have to look over the shoulder, and that's never a fun way to play split.
Agreed. It's almost like they're doing that simultaneously as well. The other times when Furia are continuing to default towards this B main, the lurk already is activated from Mazine towards that A site ramp, and that's how he got the first kills, keeping KRU together at the spots.
And when the front of the attack is Digizine getting the kills you need, Mazine's job then becomes so much easier. It's just,
as you just saw,
it's working on so many fronts right now for Furia. Ultimate for Kesnet comes up pretty quick for them. Let's see if it can turn this around. Instantaneous up towards mid, and Digizine wants blood.
It's going to be important now is not only the 2 rifles saved by KRU on that previous round, but if they could get value out of this showstopper now ready for Kesnet. NW0 still on top of the boxes, sees the jiggles of Nagzit, so those pain shells will push him out. A little bit too shallow, so Nagzit can still hold his corner.
KRU or Nagzit might go down here.
Oh,
yeah, will go down here. KRU actually set up in this round, expecting Digizine and MW0 to go up ramp. They, okay, Blade Storm's up. They might go for a fast hit on A again, and it was mid. Kind of uncharacteristic to see the ultimate for a Jet go that quickly up to find a mailroom kill, and now they're back to A for that double duelist entry.
Yeah, after 4 rounds and then the 5th round starting to work towards middle. When KRU had focused this time on the extremities too, leveraging that potential showstopper from Kesnet on that B site. But it's gonna try to get used towards the A. Pushing NW0 out of position, punished by Davies. A 4 versus 4. Plant yet to go down with 30 seconds left. Digizine once again inside screens.
They scale so quick to a position and just get in KRU's face. Another A ramp take. This will be a little bit of a repeat here from KRU. See if the protocol is the same, even with less members.
Melzer does have this Cosmic Divide. If they want to start things off, no TPs available for Davies as he was looking for that entry. Positions just seems too good. At least for now, as we fight back for KRU. Klaus and Kesnet. One more time, the heroes of the team. The late look for Khalil, and the headshot then from Melzer to answer right back. And KRU continues the great retake plays from yesterday.
We had a few thrifties peppered into yesterday's series. The thing is they came in at ultra necessary moments here. This would have been a big spread in the scoreline for Furia if they were able to grab the round, but the Sheriff shots across the team of KRU yesterday were on fire, and it looks like they're bringing a bit of that here today.
Agreed.
Fist bumps all around as we get into a possible 3-3 here, as Furia is just only one up. And these are retakes. Like you said, 2 defuses there for KRU. They found a way in. Even with Furia getting to that post plan. A team with the second best attack coming into LCQ here off the regular season. So you know Furia is going to have aggression into the sites. And maybe that's why we see KRU giving up the space so they can retake so safely. Big default here.
Yeah.
I think everybody takes a breath.
A change as well, though, in the protocols. Conan flashing early on the top of ramp, keeping both players of KRU on the top of that area, thinking that at some point there'd be a double satchel or anything for MW0, but both of the duelists, from Furia are just holding it very quietly and cautiously towards that B main. KRU doesn't want to move at all, though. They want to be more reactive and letting Furia make the first step.
It's a lot of what they did to MIBR yesterday.
That's true.
Sound and backpedal, sound and backpedal. All that utility's gone, and you leave your opponents having to clear dry angles. Oof. That was Digizine last time. Look at them both working together so quickly to get into this site. As the Cosmic Divide goes down, it'll put some patience on this attack, but this is about to get very vicious very quick.
Exactly. Cycling around the ultimates for the attack. Furia then puts in the Viper's Pit after the Cosmic Divide. Seekers is trying to get a bit of info.
Seekers
At least
there.
on that push, yeah, and it's available for Klaus. Melzer also has his own Cosmic Divide, but before the wall comes up, Digizine gets the first blood. Kezet falls, Seekers coming in, it does hit NW0. Close to the wall, our KRU getting ready to flood back, right back. It's traded off for a few. Davies capitalizing on 1 kill onto Digizine. Shorty inside the pit.
Oh!
Just too much damage as the HP was dwindling down and the pit is just too thick. Furia hold the post plant.
There it is. Nicely done. Furia actually started at B, and they've liked B. Much better time controlling it as well. The size of A is lending KRU the ability to get Furia on these different angles and peaks when they can hunker down inside that B site. Especially with these ultimates, they create all of these little angles that KRU is just scattered to find. Nice. That did require a lot from Furia, but they get the round, they get the econ back a little bit, and they shut down the momentum of KRU.
Well, speaking about shutting down, that's Digizine once again. The main duelist, the main entry, the one that carries Furia into all of these advantages.
You wonder how much would change with Conan coming in, right? You know, Digizine's going to be on the front line.
Yeah.
Not
much yet.
Support, yeah, how much support still goes to that player, how much they try to prioritize the success of their duelists, and it still stays the same here. It looks like Conan is slotting in really nice so far. And still supporting those duelists with the initiating. Back to the other side, to this B where they feel a bit safer, and it looks like they are going to get MW0 to be their flank, or lurker rather.
Understandable play that was attempted here by Davies. They are on a sort of broken buy that you have. Hero Vandal in the hands of Kesnet, so he was trying to make a play with the Headhunter. Meanwhile, though, Melzer, with that Guardian, punished once again. And who better than Digizine? B site, one more time, up for the taking for Furia. And becomes now a late lurk from NW0. Back towards middle. You hate to see those. KRU now suffering the tail end of getting killed through smokes. They were the ones that were able to do it before against MIBR, but wait a minute. Klaus, one more time, 2 kills. The late lurk then activated. There's that first, and a close range on the second. He will trade off for his teammate, and Furia now take the lead, 5-2.
Digizine again, like you said, opening these up. The Spearhead, 4th first kill in a row to start off that round and get Furia their 5th as we move into the 8th round of the game. Oh, just a little misdirection on the Trailblazer, and that's the half a second Digizine needed to clean it up. They are quickly reacting to Klaus when he presents himself in these sites. Menacing impact frags coming out of him still. And KRU's gonna go ahead and call a timeout.
Nation game once again. And he's putting those numbers in already.
he doesn't have much to worry about either in terms of utility. If you think about it, even for MDV Zera, hold the thought. It looks like they're going with W.
Oh yeah, we're doing that again. This time with the showstopper. Paint Shell's now moving forward. No contact on anything in the space. Maybe taken. Will they clear? Melzer in the back. Foley flash. Booba moving forward. And he gets blown up. Second to fall on the top of heaven. Kesnet trying to fight back. Jumping through the orb.
Wait a minute.
Right across on the other end. MWZ chases him down. Nags and Davies.
Spike planted.
Davies with the tool de force. And Conan with the re-heal on Furia. Three players playing deep in the site. Trailblazer still available to get info on the top. Delays moving through. Nagsat waiting. They just know. Through that there's going to be somebody lurking, but they never know the timing. And the timing's now. An easy kill for Khalil. Davies left on an island. He's trying to swim back here to safety, at least on this 3 versus 1, trying to do that econ damage. But this time around, it's to save at least a Phantom. Furia off the execution and the showstopper. We're able to hold another solid post plant.
Quick, clean. Like you said, showstopper was there, and crew not able to bring anything back on there. The tour de force gets used up, but they do bring a Phantom into the next round.
But I can patch a
It's just, how do you stop Furia? What I was saying at the beginning of last round is Digizine and MWZ don't have much utility they have to worry about. We don't see Sage as much anymore. There's no Cypher here, right? They can bounce right into sight, and it's on the aim. And what does Digizine and MWZ have? Great aim. So it's on them. They feel comfortable, and they're putting themselves in these priority, high, intense positions, and still coming up with the results.
You know who else has a great aim, though? You had somebody like Klaus, right?
He's answered as much as he can.
Haven't had a chance to really shine yet on this map. Furia's been doing a great job just also using these smokes and this double controller composition that they have to not allow crew to get these type of kills. As you try to get a late lurk, Mazine already gets punished for it. But Furia are already looking here to rotate back and fight back. The Trailblazer gives false information, and crew's even bunny hopping away thinking. It's a huge mind game right now for both of these teams. Davies is staking forward as they double swing out for Furia. It's time to react for crew. So 1 for 1, make that a 2 for 1.
Wow.
It's time for MWZ from the grave, dropping 2 with the paint shells and allowing Furia to move in for a plant.
All right, the rotation over. Marshall for Melzer. Kesnet may be the front of this fight. If they can get some of these blast packs to displace Furia. Digizine's ready, though, to collapse. And gets collapsed on.
It's Klaus, man. Seekers are available now to spot the last 2. So you have to play around the rest of the utility. Khalil forced to pop up a Nebula very early. Gravel on the defense. The retake attempted. Conan swings out for the kill. But Kesnet answers right back. Khalil in a clutch situation once again, playing inside that smoke. Here's the footsteps of both! And as it dissipates, crew continues still to have some great trade ability.
Yes.
And they finally come back with the 3rd round.
They're finally rewarded for this conviction of guarding a ramp over and over again. It wasn't Digizine and MWZ that went in, but it was that lurk again. Right here, Davies getting this frag. Stop that whole troublesome situation of having to worry who's the lurker. Where are they going to be coming from? You see how much more confident crew was to move into the site and execute this retake.
Such an important kill you saw there that came out from Klaus, which allowed those Seekers to be ready and spot the last 2 players and have crew finalize that round. It was a broken buy they had on that previous one, so they capitalize on that. The money is good in this round for crew. So just making some noise here towards the back and forth of the A ramp control. And Furia seems to have won it at the beginning of this round.
I can hear steps. You ever hear somebody jump peeking? You know they probably have a partner real close. Nobody's going to do that and just give away their position. You can see 3 of them back there ready to trade this fight.
Nice swing by Davies. Digizine falls. Key component here. Falling down for Furia. But they've also always been good in these 4 versus 5 situations. Looking to see if crew's going to peek back out, be a little bit more antsy, and decide to choose the safe route, putting the wall up. flash to get information onto defense. A lurk kill from NW0 onto Naxit at middle. Seekers then coming through, another flash, but it's a rotate back from Furia back at middle.
All the way through, trying to ring around the rosy here. They still don't have Spike just yet, so that will delay them, giving Crew time to get into position.
30 seconds
But still,
left.
they have Crew off their first defensive positions. It's kind of the goal of doing a strategy that goes across the map.
There's 22 seconds left this time, though. Nobody could actually swing in. It's Kesnet himself at the showstopper.
what a great stall.
And just that, exactly. The plant's not going to happen. That's one piece of util, no kills, that still allows Crew
10
to get the
seconds
round.
Not a round you expect to see with a 4v4 save out here. Crew doing a fantastic job of tracking Furia across the map. And that's going to be around. Oh! MW Zera evened it up. Or
And that's a
uneven.
big kill.
Yeah.
Because he gets that kill right there, that's a showstopper for this round here.
What's the answer? Nothing on deck for ultimates on the other side. A great trade to start off. And again, we see the start, that first kill coming from the side of Crew, and the momentum for Furia is almost stopped immediately.
Yeah.
Not as much confidence. They can't work off the audio of Mazine grabbing or
Get control very early like they did and start activating the lurks out from Madzine again.
the operator purchase from Crew as we come out of the timeout. Both teams on timeout, so you have this inkling. You expect your opponent on attack, if that was their timeout, to have a tricky protocol here. And already a different setup on defense from Crew.
Oh! Unlucky there as MW0 opened up with 2 kills.
The star timing, just pulling out the star.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh, MW Zera on point right now and inside the head of Crew on their
Spike planted.
defensive protocol. A little bit of lurk by Nagzet here, and it looks like they are going to have to give up this space. That was just too quick, too fast, and timeout grabbed for the side of Furia. Talked about it before. They have such a good mindset for using a timeout and being able to make that next round go into their favor, whether it's with an ultimate protocol with Digizine, we've seen it on Ascent, or just a simple strat to make it into sight. There it was MW Zera's ultimate. That you, like you said, grabbed off of that last kill of last round. So the impact it has continues to affect the game.
Yeah, and that's the second time here. A showstopper getting a lot of space for Furia on the hits. The question was coming across here at the desk. Any roles will change, if anything is going to be changing for Furia now that you have Conan, who actually had a lot of experience
Last
playing with
round
Tibika in
in
the
the
past
half.
as well. In the Brazilian scene as a Raze himself. A couple of Sage roles as well. But you can't forget NW0 on this Raze, who's also very potent. Now it also answers a question of, yeah, it doesn't really look like there's going to be any role issues for Furia. If you do want to have Conan have the switcheroo with MW0, MW0 is also a very, very good Sky player.
Absolutely. Fast W?
For
All up.
MW.
Yeah, MW going straight forward. This operator is still here for Davies.
And it connects. And that's the responsibility that Davies has. But unfortunately, a trade-off from Pain Shells once again in favor of MW0 and Furia. A 4 versus 4, Kizit trying to push forward and fight back. Satchel charge to break the crosshair placement of MW0, forcing him to fall back in mid.
Huge. Smokes are down. Now it's just Mazine to be able to work that, and they find the Lurker, which has continued to plague Crew in these rounds.
Yeah.
These
Spike
retakes
planted.
always been successful once they do find that straggler.
And that was that mid. And they're forced to fall back in the A site with everybody else. Big flash coming through. No connection, but at least Conan is there for the support. The headshot onto Melzer. A 3 versus 3. Reheal trying to come up here. A regrowth. Crossfire set up in the back of the site. A 1-for-1 once again. And it's a 1 versus 1 to see who wins the round! And it's Conan running out of bullets! And Kestet getting the defuse! As Crew salvages the round. And we end the half 5-7 in favor of Furia.
Incredible stuff to be able to come back. Furia not being able to hold on to the retakes on a few of these rounds where Crew continue to find their success, and it's clean from both teams, but I am worried of how Crew is going to bring this onto attack without the double duelist.
Yeah, And it's been some great plays whatsoever, or at least to start the first half here. Explosive on both ends. Digizine doing his job, but I think it's back to the desk, or should I say the analyst desk. It's 6-6 on the half. The difference this time around, though, for KRU, when they had that success on the attack, though, they were playing that double duelist.
Yeah.
So now that they only have Davies, how do you work that utility around Keston, activating him around the map?
And it's such an expensive role you want to play, too. Do they even go for the operator? But you use that headhunter the same with the way Davies has been playing. Yeah. Questions will be answered quite soon here. Sheriff to start off as usual for Digizine. See if he can make any impact. His A ramp is slowly being taken. Seeing what they can get out of the side of Furia here. Still the rotation by Davies. So that's going to be our lurk. Watching everything, staying in range of the trademark. Being able to give the team audio cues here.
Waiting on the util is KRU. The defensive wall coming down, now forcing KRU to move forward, allowing KRU to move forward, and pinch against Benzine, who still gets the opener on Davies. Snake butt on the ground. Head on a swivel, support coming through. He goes through his own! Snake bite to get 2 kills, and we continue once again. Pain shells from MW0. And it's up to Nags on a 4 versus 1. Spike on his back.
Toxin screen down.
It's the first contact. It's the last contact. Conan allows Furia to get the other pistol.
That was absurd. The in-the-moment play from Mazine, getting forced out of a position, realizing his escape was actually covered, and being able to turn around and still make it happen here.
This.
Turn around. Just amazing mindset in the play. You got to do the unexpected. Even with the opponent staring straight down that corner at him, he still comes up with an amazing amount of kills and just stalls out KRU. We get into our bonus now, or next round rather. That was wild. There's Judge ready.
A little bit too far though, the support on that B side for that Judge in the hands of NW0. Just util instead. Pain shells Nebula, allowing Kesnet to pick up an orb. And as they hear the orb for Furia, that's when they finally move NW0. Locking down the entrance of that B site, and KRU decide to fall back.
Right there.
Might be one pick coming through.
Blocking vision.
Yeah.
Trying to get a TP play. TP's not even needed. Davies just dispatches NW0 with that shot from the headhunter.
Slow play. We've seen KRU yesterday as well play a lot of these rounds slow enough to make it. Just like we talk about Cloud9, EG, how they play their ecos like actual gun rounds with the potential and knowledge that they can hit these sheriff shots and absolutely lay out the rest of the side of Furia.
30 seconds left.
Towards A, they've got a good rotation out of Furia now, so they will have sight, and Digizine's going to be able to make that call.
Long range, Sheriff.
There it is.
Actually in favor of Kesnet instead. So another to fall, and KRU well on their way to try to win here at Thrifty, as the plan is now safe for players inside the site. One on the rotate watch, the flank watch, and that's Davies at the A ramp, about to come head to head against the Stinger of Medzine. Meanwhile though, Conan is walking out from screens playing contact. Duels on both ends of the A site, won by both teams, but the disadvantage still comes in for Furia. Flash after flash, a Spectre and a Stinger. A second flash coming through, and that's beautiful to drop the last 2 players inside the site, leaving only one alive. Davies couldn't get it done. It's Furia's turn to play some great retakes.
Furia continues to hold on to the accolade of being one of the best 4v5 teams in Americas. Absolutely incredible, and that one being a 3v5.
Yeah.
So put another one on the board for him there. Really incredible, recognizing the seriousness that KRU is putting into these ecos, and that Furia can still manage to figure it out and just decipher what KRU wants to get out of this, especially on that retake. Yeah. Nice pile in. Mimi talked about it. You're going to get swarmed a lot of the time from this team, so you got to be ready.
KRU is trying to make that play with the pop flash around the corner, but when you're playing close range with a Stinger and a Spectre and you only have pistols to work with on the post plant, not easy to do. At least they've done that econ damage. Fury won't have too much to work with in our bonus round. 3 shares and those 2 SMGs that we just talked about. And for KRU, slow takes towards the mid and A long.
Trying to take space. It's back to in this composition. It forces you to go back to one of the really just the original meta or play styles we saw is creep up mid, find that space. If you have an operator, the ops first, but they're doing it without that utility right now.
Yeah, just a lot of contact plays here. Conan spotted a few, walking up towards that B. A pop out from the snake bite at the bottom, trying to vulnerable some players. That's Madzine. Also has a sheriff to work with as he's working the site with Khalil, trying to anchor that down. Snakebite continues to push him away. Leans out towards the right. Does have an angle here. But Nagzit still wins it. Better weapon that he has in his hands. Big flank coming up. That's Digizine. Cannot connect. Finally, a plant comes now for KRU.
Spike planted.
Yep. A little bit of a wonky bounce there, but NW0. No window of opportunity after that. Nebula shuts down the door, and KRU's looking in a good spot here to not lose too many players against Furia's bonus, in hopes to bring the second half back and keep the economy high.
If Kesnet could get this on the search, he gets ultimate. That would be huge. But yeah, KRU playing it safe, knowing they had the gun diff, and that's what we saw at a lot of these trades. Furia did see KRU, but KRU too fast to the shot, too big of a weapon. Thank you very much. I like it. Run. All right, safe. So weapon brought into the next round. Hero rifle. Could see here.
Well, it'll be tied in with
Drop the round.
everything else that they have here for Furia.
Oh, that's true. Coming to the bonus. These rounds are so long. I feel like we're deeper into these rounds. Or into the half. All right. Crowd behind him still. KRU definitely had that. Felt like a home crowd yesterday for sure as they were playing against MIBR. We'll see what they have now, round 16. That bonus operator for Digizine actually. So I feel like this actually plagued KRU a little bit when they had the op on Davies. It made them timid for the retake. If Digizine can't open up here big, then they might have trouble getting back into these sites for post-plant.
Mazine's just trying to play around. Cycling now, smokes. Oh, there was a timing there that Kesnet could have caught Madzine. As the second smoke comes up in vents, KRU's trying to work up towards this B heaven. And Furia, reacting on it, are pushing their 2 players outside B.
This can only work so many times, right? Just the creep up to heaven. They're playing the it won't happen again mentality against Furia. But now Furia goes to check that heaven. Yeah.
Seekers confirms now mid-control, but Madzine still gets punished. Being a little bit too ahead of the Seekers. Didn't notice that there was actually a lot of players from KRU. Defaulting now at the beginning of this round on mid. Rotating back from getting that first kill on Vents. KRU's looking to push towards the A site.
30 seconds left.
Digizine and Conan anchoring.
Big flash blinds Kesnet. So he can't value off the satchels in the site. Conan now hiding behind it, but he gets picked through the smoke. And it would allow KRU here to get the plant down. Cycling that over, that's Kesnet for the plant, so we can have the showstopper. NW0 just got spotted by Davies, and Davies decides to fall back, putting his trademark down. And now finally anchoring up towards the A heavens, but Fury decides instead to save that operator and 2 rifles for the next round.
It's not too scary of a save at the current position of the game, but that op, like I said, we saw Davies and the team doing the same thing. We had a 4v4 save last half. And the fact that this operator can't either be in the fight already or in position for the fight makes it so tough with all these angles to re-clear and the utility you may have at the late part of the round. So I think KRU get the benefit of this one. Everybody out alive in a flawless round, but it is the save from Furia they have to be aware of.
And that's the thing. I don't know if they're aware that there's an operator yet.
I was wondering the same.
Yeah.
I don't know if Digizine fired off a shot or kept himself completely safe on that round, but we know the movement of crew will tell us as soon as they find it. They should run the other way.
Or run it down.
Yeah, or run it down.
Do.
They hear it, and Showstopper, still a possibility. Kind of tough to find that dashing Digizine, but it could be a possibility for sure. Frenzy and Sheriff. So it's going to be a supportive round here for Furia, probably holding angles, being around each other and safe until they can get a full idea of what Crew is doing. And Crew is working the map really well. We questioned it, how they would use this comp, not being able to blast in. So far it's been a lot of mid and then branching out into the map. Here a little bit more of a default. They're actually going to leave Davies though, on a mission.
Yeah, very similar roles on different agents.
Yeah, this was
Mazine or
Mazine's job.
Davies, the A ramp control. Now trying to leverage potentially Kesnet for a showstopper entry towards this B site. And I like it that at least he has support here from Klaus. They could use a flash, they could use a body, but it's a wide swing instead. They get punished for it, but at least they come right back out. No opportunity for Digizine to really get away, and the showstopper goes long range. Oh, MW0 dropped down and was able to avoid that showstopper, but Kesnet reacted quick enough to drop him. But two players are still inside the spawn for Furia. Nice snake bite. Klaus melting down. But Furia decides otherwise, not to try to explode yet. Off the snake bite left on the ground here by Mazine. Now spotted in the back of spawn at the B site, down to 5 HP. And Furia is just looking to do that damage on the exits.
So you were right, Vance. It was the C, Digizine, and W. It was not the retreat strategy.
Yeah.
Also, Digizine, a little bit of a forced error there as he went right into the wall, not thinking there was more than Melzer. We get a few exit kills in this situation, but we are going to be brought to 9 to 8. Kesnet.
Nice shot.
Gross.
Wants to chase after these, keep the economy low. Oh yeah.
Ruh-roh.
Oh yeah.
Oh, a little body shot, little body shot. So 3 successful plants to post plants now. And yeah, for a moment, we had Digizine's POV there in the beginning, and you saw there's a hesitation like, oh, it's only one frag, but that late entry into main, you saw, made him think different, and Crew already had the advantage at that point and the move.
I knew exactly need this.
He's committing too much, and it's all behind what they can get Kesnet to do as well. And here looks like Kesnet's going to be the one that pushes them straight up a ramp or into sight with Tour de Force live and ready.
Wait. Coming through, but it's still Conan to answer first. Cloudburst to try to push them back. Counter flash coming through. And it's a stalemate right after that first kill. After this, the destruction of Klaus through the paper-thin wall of A heaven. Evens up the tally in a 4 versus 4.
Honestly, I don't even know within that chaos if they know there's a Viper's Pit mid right now. Because if they did, they may be going forward, realizing there's less people in sight and one still guarding. That was so much mayhem to begin this round. But still going to hold a ramp to see if the movement comes from the side of Furia first. Look at the stacks that they have. Watching the back, watching the front.
Yep.
And Trademark is still there, so they're staying within range.
Exactly. That's a responsibility of Davies. Trying to get a tap if anybody's going to overcommit. No Tour de Force because they have the Vandals to work with, so they're going to save that ult for a later round. Trailblazer to spot Digizine. Trying to get a spray as the walls are coming through. Nice snake bite, though. MW0 is just going to eat that. Just so they could still continue with the surprise play.
30 seconds left.
Meanwhile, though, Digizine drops 2. There's that walk down. Whoa! Nagzet still gets the flick. Evens up the tally on a 2 versus 2 this time around with 20 seconds left. Plant coming down safe. But Melzer's very low on HP on the post plant.
You are divided.
Util to drop in 2 of the Viper's pits. And we see the Cosmic Divide go through. So this means a lot of ground can be gained. It's just, will Furia be looking at the right corners when they breach this wall?
And this is a great wall, too. 4 crew to use on a post plant. There's no sky flash to go through it, so you have to body peek. Snakebite coming
Here it
through the wall,
goes.
so you identify the first player. now dropping in back of the map. It's up to the low HP. Khalil once again. A star player that you have as a control player, allowing Furia to get the round finally here on the defensive half.
And Mazine playing a little bit of displace the enemy. They use the Viper's bites to basically tell where the players of KRU are not, and then give themselves a better advantage once that wall does go down to realize the angles they have to peek. You could even see there the vulnerability on Melzer, so they were hitting them true. Beautifully done there to suss out where the opponents were for the retake. Furia coming up with a pivotal round right there. And they're going to be 10-8 here, putting the pressure on now after that defuse. Blades for Digis in. Khalil now with a Cosmic Divide and that Davey ultimate.
Play, let's play.
Right away. I think they just identified Nags. That was a good flash coming in from Conan. And it's the dry peek. Quick dismiss for a look here.
My ult's ready.
Faust, meanwhile, has picked up an orb here, but a Trailblazer was avoided by Nags all the way down towards long. So Furia is pushing down this area at that A ramp, thinking that they might have that control. And this might allow KRU to work towards middle. Back in the vents for that flash, okay. Did you see just spotted Nags at a 1v1? Dash activated! No! Once again, face plants into the wall. And Nagzet gets the first blood.
Gonna retreat from the area too. Just quick trade in mid, calling the attention of Conan to keep rotating around.
Sometimes you gotta make those plays. Player disadvantage for Furia.
Oh my god.
Trying to even it up. There's a timing from Conan. He's made it through the spawn.
Here.
This might allow KRU still, no matter what, to get a plant. But Furia might be in a great spot for the retake. Khalil now in the back of the site, breaking the boom bot, and also breaking his crosshair placement. Conan left alive on a 3 versus 1, and already pre-fired by Nagzet. And KRU once again are 1 round away of tying up the game.
Back and forth, and there Nagzet at the end, the 6th sense all the way through spawn, backpedaling to make sure that was available. Oh, Digis in. That moment when you think you have such an upper hand on your opponent, you say, I see you're flashed over the box. I want to get another position. Gets caught in the rotation to find that positioning. And you see the KRU fans are loving it right now. Back and forth we go. Bladestorm still there for Digis in. And it comes out immediately. So Klaus, in the end of this round, they'll be able to use the Seekers if they don't have enough of an idea where Furia is. And while not speeding anything up, KRU is doing a great job.
What a flash. Davies turns away, only high blinded, but it allows DJZ to move down, right click and pick up a rifle. Nags are looking to punish, but unfortunately doesn't work out. Nice first blood there for Furia.
Toxin screen down.
And with that as well, you have a reposition from Madzine right here. And Nagzet may not be ready for this. KRU trying to make some noise now, trying to gain some map control on the top of B. Evens it up on a 1v1. There's a lurk play, never checked. Big check, almost lost by Madzine.
Double take. 3v3 now. It's going to be cross map again. They have done this before.
Madzine continues to be very good with that utility, pushing KRU back into B heaven.
Conan.
Where Conan's currently waiting. First shot there, capitalize on the second one.
Down,
gosh.
B.
And that
30
is
seconds
some
left.
crisp shot for a player that hasn't played for at least 90 days. Feels like he is still playing like he was still in Tibika.
Like riding a bike. Honestly, looking at what he was doing on the retakes of first half, he was always getting 1 or 2 frags. His crew tried to get in and defend and
10
defuse
seconds
the
left.
spike. So
Yeah.
having impact frags all throughout, even if you're not seeing headshot after headshot after headshot, Conan is fitting in incredibly for the intensity of the situation.
Meanwhile, though, Furia thought that they had the round. Klaus slipped through, got the plant down. He's playing the mind game.
Oh.
He's planning as if they'll make him think that he's not playing heaven, and finally he gets
Now
spotted.
he goes back to screen. Yes.
And with that,
Reposition.
has his 2 flashes available too on this 1v1. Madzina walking inside the B site. There's that tap.
You have to know.
Klaus is looking for the timing. No flash needed. Klaus with the Red Bull clutch.
Wow. Have like 2 or 3, at least 2 4Ks between the series yesterday and today. An ace for himself yesterday, Klaus. I must have changed the batteries or recharged his mouse because this is incredible play here. And Mazine there expecting to hear the drop, waiting to hear the drop.
Yeah.
Didn't even stop at half. So you can just see how far ahead Klaus is in these situations of his opponents. Incredible stuff from him recently. All right, towards A. Deep Trailblazer goes through, and it looks like a whole squad of crew is going to take this, but it's still this 1-1, or I'd say 2-3 across the map that is played slow by crew. This is now crew expecting Furia to peak, to come out just a little bit, and give up some information.
They want to give an indication that they want to potentially do a piss around strat of working the A ramp back down towards middle. Furia just looking with utility to be more reactive. Seekers are out very early in this round. 1 minute left on the clock. But there's no face checks behind that.
All right, everyone to A side. Spike's gonna go towards Heaven to start here. We actually might end towards B if they don't get the result of kills they want on this strategy. Crew has been trying to throw Furia for a loop, and I would not put a cross-map plant by them here.
Davies with the operator in the range of the trademark. A flash across, Klaus first
30
blood.
seconds left.
Now the A ramps under control by crew, but still 2 players are inside the A site. Both raises getting kills next.
That's
dropping
now.
out the defense on the A site. Digizine looking for an opportunity at least to do some heroic plays and allowing Furia to come back in the round, but if a couple of seconds more dwindle here, especially with this smoke, this might be the call finally to save.
And both teams putting strength in the op this late on split here, hoping that Davies or Digizine can be a huge factor in turning this round into an instant 5v4 in their favor. Another save to make sure this operator can make that a possibility next round. And crew, they have that momentum. They talked about it, being able to just steamroll over their opponents. It just gives them that confidence. Oh my gosh. 2 ultimates to use next round too, Vansili. Good kill.
An opportunity though to punish. One's dropping here towards the spawn. Dash away. Whew. Hiding in the smoke. So the op's still there, but no matter what, crew takes the lead in this game on their map pick on this map.
Yeah, Furious pick. You don't think it's going to be true.
30 seconds. Spike down A. I have the spike.
We'll see if they can pick it back up. All right. Now to attack side.
It's important op to save here for Furia on that previous round with Khalil in that Vandal. For the rest of them, not too much to work with unless they could do something with the showstopper. It's time for Furia to do a little bit what Crew did on that pistol round, to push aggressively down on that middle. But no opportunities to punish. As when Nagzet saw that member, he fell back and is just waiting for Crew to pinch back on the other end of the map. But Furia has none of that information besides that Viper that they saw in sewers.
I've been watching Nags a lot to see what kind of util he's throwing out or how much he's messing with his wall here. I feel like it's messed Furia up quite a bit. They're ready for mailroom this time though, Vansili.
Headshot now from Madzine, Snakebutt on the ground. Vulnerable on 2 players, and the Spikes on an island by himself on the top of the mailroom. At least finally, after that first initial chaos, is able to get met up by his teammates. And Crew at a disadvantage are looking to split in the B site, but that's where 3 players are at for Furia. Showstopper denied by Khalil. An off kill now for Davies. We turn it back around for Crew. It's a 3 versus 3. Weapon advantage. A push across.
Khalil?
Off angle by Khalil. Now pitched in from hell. A shot from Davies. Up to Conan on a 2 versus 1. Picks up a Phantom. A pit comes out. Oh, Davies once again on fire on the attack with the operator. operator plus crew at that point.
The question was, could they get to the op? Was the tour de force enough? How was Davies going to play this chamber? Coming now in for crew on split, and we're seeing it come to fruition here. Absolutely laying down the shot for the rest of the team covering. And Davies coming in from behind too. They were just not ready for this.
I'd like to think that they were. They had 3 players in there on that stack, on that B site for Furia.
You expect to see that op be one of the first peekers, though.
Oh, yeah.
Not to be getting railed by 1 and 2, 3, 4 as they come into the site. Push mid.
A trade-off. A timing to try to punish MW0, but still a 4 versus 4. And that's 2 key players falling down. Both operators for crew and Furia.
Seekers is ready. They can just string this round out if they don't want to go B and figure out where the opponents are. Oh, my MD use a huge play. Huge play!
But the help from Klaus just at the 3rd player moving through. Crew are 2 kills away of winning this first map. The last time it was dead even in a situation where crew let this lead slip and Furia won at 13-11. Now crew finally has a chance for revenge and to close it right now. Plat for long. And all the stars aligned here on the spike. Difficult for Conan to retake here with Medzine. Both on individual plays. Conan looking for at least a contact play. Noise being made towards B heaven. There's that first peek. Overheat jumps! Still gets the headshot to Melzer.
They heard 2 Vandals.
And there it goes. No
The
stars
defuse
that could get done.
The defuse!
To the defuse! They can't spray it! The Red Bull clutch from the sub here of Furia. Conan steps up and they stand a chance to bring this into overtime.
Is Conan professional enough to get in here and play was the question. Well, pros don't fake. The answer is solidified. Conan having a hell of a game and a huge defuse to keep Furia in split.
And despite that, it's Medzine defusing, but I'm calling Conan for that huge kill that he got on Melzer. Because crew were playing on those stars with the Gravel and the Nova Pulse.
Concealment.
And it got denied off Conan. An accidental jump still gets that kill to allow the defuse to happen in the smoke. But crew, not shook by what just happened, gets first blood this time around. Round 24 in regulation.
Blinded.
That being Furia's first retake there in 4 rounds. And a huge one at that. They needed it a lot. Cosmic Divide ready for the retake. We've seen how Furia uses that. If it is going to be an A plant, this might benefit Furia here so they can get themselves into that A site for the attack we've seen them use. Slow push out here from Khalil. They're repositioning and trying to get this info before they give crew too much space. This makes it much more dangerous though, because now crew has a way onto the defensive side.
Lots of pressure on A main. And with that, the A ramp is open. A heaven is also open. Cosmic Divide onto defense. Thundering through our crew on the top of the site. But Conan once again. Guardian dropping 2. 1 hit by the Sentinels. We're going into overtime.
Van Silly, cast your mind back to the regular season. At what point did we see crew fall apart in their games?
Right there.
Right at the end, right on the precipice of victory, they start to fall apart. And here, Conan with the Guardian, able to start dismantling crew enough for Furia to close this out of regulation and bring us into overtime. What? They knew it the whole time. We did not see any bit of reluctance from Furia in those last few rounds, pushing forward, gaining aggressive positions, and just getting in the face of crew.
And now they have to try to win here on their defensive side, starting things off in overtime number 1.
And the operator stays for Davies.
That's right. Blast cannon. Satchels across. Wall comes up. And that's MW0 taking control of that. Now in the front, fully blinded. Dash across with the Digizine. A 1-for-1 Goombot kill onto Davies. And it's Furia all across the board.
The pressure you can see running through these players on the take there. A few mistakes allows Furia the sight. Almost without a death. Conan goes down though, and now Melzer and Nags forced to push in. Oh, a hit two.
How annoying is
just
that?
to add.
2 kills of plant. Pit available.
Gun here.
And no Sky to help out the retake for KRU. A position where they were so good at yesterday against MIBR. Now they have to face the music against 4 players. The show ends for Nagzit, leaving Melzer in a near impossible situation.
Wow.
Was trying to bait out players by running around. And it's back to Furia in the lead. But not only that,
Switching
at
sides.
map point.
Match point.
Furia remembers those last 2 rounds that brought him to OT. Stay in the face of KRU. And KRU use their timeout. Hopefully Adam has that information. A has been a priority here for KRU. The A ramp control, allowing the movement of Furia to figure out where they are. We've also seen success from KRU once they go towards them to start. B main control looks like it may be close up here for Khalil. That could be quite dangerous if it goes that side. Double jump peaks.
That was the plan.
Huge info.
Trying to punish Madzine on the top of ramp. Or the top of vents, rather. Doing a good job actually cycling the first pieces of utility on that mid control. Nebula already coming out. Poison Orb on the attack sign for Nags. So he's trying to keep players anchored from Furia on that A site, forcing a Trailblazer as well. So this is actually a really good start here for KRU on working that map. Less utility available for Furia on the hold. Oof. 1 HP left.
There's such good info right now from Digizine. He can actually see through this wall, so it going up and down is not affecting Furia's defensive positioning.
It's going to be the call after the Poison Orb coming down. Davies just waiting here, aiming down the sight of his operator. He's not going to spot anything yet.
30 seconds left.
And as the smoke dissipates, you also see NW0 falling back here on an off angle in the B side. Big flashes coming through, but Khalil still on the top of the boxes. This might be it. Nags just got dropped by NW0, and Furia managed to fight back, climb back, bring it to overtime, and win it.
There are numerous protocols that we will see the side of Furia running once they have Blade Storms for Digizine here. We'll see if KRU can stop them, or see if KRU on the attack first can be the ones to put the pressure on. Again, this round of Ghosts with Melzer having a classic for util. A little dodge out there. It looks like they are going to focus on B and want right in.
Trap play to be initiated by both defenders from Furia. And NW0 on this new roll. Killjoy, first blood, answered back by Klaus. A chance for redemption on Klaus on a Sova, who hasn't had the best performances on this agent against Furia on this map. And as they rotate back, it's there! The fourth to come in! And Furia puts their foot down in this pistol round.
Mazine magic to start off Ascent. We got it from Digizine last map. We get it from Mazine now. Absolutely incredible. The pace of rotation, too, that Furia took control of the rest of the map with. The only way you can secure a 4K like that.
All the pistol rounds early in favor of Furia as they are lit up now.
Wow.
And interesting enough, you're playing this map here on Heineken 0.0 Ascent, and it's KRU's side that they had the choice of, and it took the attack. Want to take the harder side, identifying potentially how Furia is playing the defense, but it never anticipated such an early flank on that pistol. Forced now on only pistols themselves on that second round. Furia also gets first blood.
I love the setup here from MW Zera too. You expect to have Kesnet go right in for switch, and he's going to go right into the frying pan of 2 mollies. Really neat little setup. Repositioning now from Furia after losing turret. It's been a little bit of a lurk here. And now Furia aware of that positioning. Change here that we see Crew making is leaving Melzer on the other side of the map. Oh my gosh.
Spike down mid.
It'll only matter for a moment, Vance.
Good thing that Jazine was doing those aim labs there just before. Nice little no-scope long range. Okay, not too bad though, at least answered back by Crew. Spike on the back of Kesnet, 3 kills. And a double swing right after.
30 seconds
Both
left.
players are there on the defense, pushing down.
Spooky!
Oh, he gets it! Kesnet answers right back!
From Klaus to Kesnet, keep the Sheriff clutches coming for Crew. Absolutely ridiculous that they're able to produce that again. And the eco, the thrifties from Crew this series. You'd think they were getting the W's, but Furia finding the win in the end for map number 1. This is what they're up against, though.
And your 2 players there with those weapons, question marks are definitely above their heads.
Oh, yeah.
Furia, like, how do we not hit that against Kesnet?
Yeah, give me the question mark ping for that one. That's going down on the mini-map. Oof. All right. Do you want to try again? What a trade there. Quick headshot through the wall to start us off. And a mid push. So this will be our first mid look here coming in from Crew. They see how defense is being played on the side of Furia as they stack Cat. Good reader. I should say good play so far from Crew.
Flashbang.
Shiko for a couple of the players. Off angles being played. MW0, there's that third Sheriff in the hands of Furia. But the weapons are just too strong for Crew in this second round. Still losing 2 players in the process of a much stronger buy that you see from Crew. And Bulldogs, but on the majority, lots of Vandals.
One suppressed. Here.
Thankfully, finally spotting the last 2 players, confirming the second player with the 0 point thrown by Davies. Crew definitely knows that the B site's open. And you're cycling now ult points, ult orbs, and plants to Davies.
Just waiting to find where that Phantom is coming from. Now they hear it in market. Privy of that knowledge. And this is just a hold. Maybe Furia can keep Crew in here.
Yeah.
At least deny these weapons. They're still going to go for it harder. All right, too quick. 2 kills. Crew looking pretty good as they come up on deck here with Davies ult 2 away if they want to focus some orbs. Mazine as well on that side. The KO is having a pretty good frag rate to start us off here on Ascent.
1 enemy remaining.
And really, overall feel out of the map for Crew on this round. They knew Furia was going to set something up in a little death squad. They found that on Cat. So nice adjustment by Crew to not go as quick as the first 2 rounds. We're into guns, and we're into operators. Digizine with the glass op coming out. Mid-peak with a bit of help here from Conan.
And that's the mid control where Digizine's always good at.
He instantly rotates.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was a smoke early, right? Why waste your time there? Pivots back here. On a pop flash. Almost had that kill.
Yeah, target choice becomes difficult when they're hopping around like that. Just caught off a Kesnet getting another first blood here. Blade Storm as well.
Digizine was watching that angle. The pivot back was a good read for Furia to work towards this tree. But because of the over commitment from Matt Zine, at least to try to get his 1. Digizine was too far back to try to trade it off. And even while this was happening, Kesnet was able to slip through an angle that wasn't being watched by Digizine. So Furia thinks now that we have Cat. The Cat's been open. The Crew is actually rotating to a different spot. The Crew is just cutting noise and looking to re-hit on this A site.
Paranoia's go through. Digizine starts.
Lands that one in the back of Jenny. Here comes the rest of that util on the attack for Crew with 30 seconds left. Big pop flash. First kill now for Klaus on the entry. Melzer answers right back onto Conan, but Khalil playing behind the smoke of the dark cover that he plays towards Hell. Davies hiding inside of that smoke. This is going to be a big owl drone. And Davies
Saw the
just
tip.
get the kill exactly. Just the tip. MW0 now on a 3 versus 1. Post plant situation, advantage for crew. Double hell crossfire setup. And that confirms exactly where MW0 is at. And we spray right back. Nags that doesn't allow Furia to save any weapons. As crew on the attack now. Put 3 round.
Trying everything. A little bit of B, a little bit of mid, a little bit of A, and now they have a pretty good read in the starting defensive composition
30
of
seconds
what
left.
Furia wants to have. Always looking for that top fight now.
Yep.
You know, a few months ago, towards week 7, week 8, we saw teams across every region not smoking heaven anymore, producing that fight, looking for it. And a found by Melzer on that. From the shadows ready.
Oh, that
And
was
the ults.
perfect. Nice little flash there from Manzine to allow the Bladestorm peak from Digizine. Early player advantage and
Cover going
the
out.
star player Kisnet falling down for crew.
That's a Bladestorm knocked out as well. So Digizine says thank you very much. Play looks like it may end over towards A here for crew, but they have to take it much slower. Oof.
Trying to force the hand out. Just holding some angles. Digizine, meanwhile, evens the situation. 3 alive, forcing out a no command on the attack for Davies. Right clicks doesn't work out because Digizine has his Bladestorm canceled out. Default spike plant now for A at the entrance. The last 2 here. Still 2 players that could get things done. So seeing what they could do. Furia in this disadvantaged situation. But unfortunately here for Furia, we still had a lot of utility available for crew. Recon Dart even almost at the ready for the attack on the post plan for Klaus.
It's just a struggle.
Yeah.
They want to see people, not shots in utility, but they're going to have to force in.
All right, good damage done.
Close.
That's 4 players falling down, and
Yeah.
again, good trap plays for Furia. The crew still has the round. That's the bottom line here, as this is the start that they needed after a heartbreaking loss on that first map on Split.
And brutal rounds, much different. Obviously, we have a different map, but a much different play style from both teams. The patience is there a little bit, but crew much faster, trying to put a pace onto Furia after what they showed on Split. Being quite versatile. Looks like face of where they might have Digizine in a scary position. We saw that be a problem in B main of Split for Digizine just last game with the operator. So you kind of see what crew wants to get out of moving forward so fast, getting to position here on B main and A main to make sure the orbs are not grabbed.
And that was defense getting a knife and some information on 2 players on long B for crew.
And their own orb. Hunter's Fury ready for MW0's retake lockdown, so.
That's a big knife, though. That's exactly where Digizine's at, but they're not too sure if the operator is out here yet for Furia. Lots of ping coming across, so they think that crew is looking for a catwalk play, forcing out a recon dot early.
You should run.
But crew's looking to explode in the B site in the back of the lockdown. Answered right back here by Furia. And it gets stopped now by the Hunter's Fury by Klaus.
In they go. Ooh, instant. The mollies go off without doing damage. And
Yeah.
crew just waltzes on by.
I wanted to make sure with those nanoswarms that you couldn't get into the switch to close the door, so that crew could actually still have control at the door side from Market. But unfortunately with that, they miscalculated where the hit was going to come in from crew. And Furia gets dispatched right away from Conan and NW0 in their positions in Market. And sealing the fate of Furia in round number 6. A swing round that was important for them. They're going to try to keep their chances in their favor for the next round. Once again, still saving this operator from the hands of Digizine.
And Digizine has to get into a position or be just helped by the team, facilitated to get out there and get frags. If crew is getting to the site, they are winning every post plant. This will be 4-0 on post plants once they get that spike down. Furia has to do something of getting the first kill, stalling out KRU a little bit here, because KRU is not playing the patient game anymore. They're playing the rush game. Knowing there's an operator on the side of Furia means there's one less person to deal with once you avoid that priority weapon. And Digizine actually goes to the Vandal here, because he just wants to back off it and get into the fight, it seems. All right. Go for MW0 with that operator.
They might try to go just for a shark attack here towards the shot towards B-Link. As it comes up, there's that dash to flash across, and the Vandal close range to flick their first blood. KRU trying to answer right back, but it gets blocked. The vision blocked by a cloud burst, and there's that operator from MW0 now hit by the paranoia. Davies manages to even drop the operator. MW0 falls down.
3 moving in A.
Plant coming through in a safe spot this time around. Not even planted for long, so KRU has to play inside the site. No command you just heard come out from Madzine as Melzer's trying to walk through out the door. Just got broken. You had to try to go for some type of heroic play. Davies is going to be the one that's going to do it.
One enemy remaining.
Back to a 1 versus 1.
He hears
Conan versus Keston, and he gets it.
Conan again coming up with a huge clutch play there. Mazine's no command locking out Kesnet from using the Blade Storm. A huge thought to get thrown into that round. And even with Davies frags coming up big in these instances, that's going to be one for Furia. Read this play very well in the switch, Vansili. Huge for Furia to identify that the operator on Digizine was causing issues, wasn't allowing for the aggression that Furia wanted. They give that operator MW0 and Digizine, they let him run free towards mid. Starting off with first blood on the round. Instant change there and instant results here for Furia. How do they play this round? Look towards tiles once again.
Oh, that's going to be good.
Uh-oh.
That's an Odin.
Oh, only a few tags. They're going to be all right.
Burn enough.
That null command is on, and KRU is going through mid.
But there's still 3 players now for Furia inside this B site. Digizine winning at the staircase. Cross hard by MW0. Answer back. Klaus and Nagzet trying to save the round here for KRU, but on this split that they do for KRU, that's the spike. Moving with them, as now it's up for grabs out in the open and basically being watched down by the Odin in the hands of Conan.
Yeah, it's a weird spot for the spike. They're going to try to go all the way around, if anything. Money's still good, so they should be able to creep through mid here with about 50 seconds left and try to make a run for this.
Well, they heard the recon dart.
Exactly, that's going to help out quite a bit. A little bit of boon for him.
Klaus still has an opportunity to push some players back as they attempt to regain the spike. ADSing all the way back towards spawn. The pointy elbow out from Klaus gets spotted. Shock dart onto the spike. Sneaking through. Nagzet couldn't punish Conan. It's been pivotal in this role so far on Sova. And yeah, time for the last player, Klaus. No heroic plays this time around.
Nope.
No attempt to move inside the A site. And Furia will get the defensive round.
Conan still with an all. What incredible confidence and play from Conan as well. Not afraid to put himself in situations where the team might actually lose if he goes down. He's making these calls that is absolutely throwing KRU for a loop. And Digizine here finally gets some action as they run straight towards him. And they clean up another few rounds. Operator's still going to be there, so they go back to MW0 at the op, back to Digizine on the Vandal. This is getting pretty versatile in how they're just feeling out the game. A lot of times you see somebody stick with the weapon, but no, it's round to round here.
There's a lot of pressure towards the A side from Furia. I think it was a flash and a recon dart here to allow now Digizine to move forward, and then using Hunter's Fury on the A side. So a pinch aggression attempt from Furia. No kills coming through. They actually get punished out of that. And KRU did a great job staying in the back of middle for all of these kills. So no surprise attack, unfortunately, there for Furia.
And Mazine's just going to anchor. Furia has the lockdowns, not lockdown, but have the sites locked down when it comes to KRU getting in now. If the post plant doesn't happen, KRU's not getting the win, and that's been identified. Oof. Oh, just the sidestep by MW0 to lose the aim.
And then the call for the rest of KRU just to storm down a split towards this B site. Where at least the numbers, they have 2 to work with for Furia. Unfortunately, no Odin kills this time around for Conan. KRU has full control of this B site.
Reworking the map. And a quick plant down. This should be a save to the operator here. I feel like we're going to get a lot of these rounds now, Vansili.
Yeah.
I feel like now that the operators are out to play, everything slows down even more.
But you look at how Fury has been playing this half so far on the defense. Very aggressive. Piss around that early flank that you had. Then trap plays the shark attack on the B link. This time around, they tried to do some sort of trap play with the
Straight
Hunter's
up A.
Fury, LAEG almost. And KRU's been ready almost every single time for these, except for that pistol round.
And that's the impressive part.
Yeah.
If Digizine has an op the round before and gets 2 kills on B, do you expect him to be dashing with a Vandal?
Oh. No weapon saved.
Wow. That actually is really big. Do they decide to go back to the op? MW0 has the money, but he's the only one. And they decide not to, so it's going to be full Vandals on that side for defense, and they go low buys. We'll see if they can hero Vandal this from MW0. All right, KRU with great adapting from round to round to what Furia is trying to bring out. Both teams are definitely pulling out all the stops here.
Yeah. At this point, Furia, if it's not for that hero rifle, at least to keep the chances in their favor to stop the bleeding on their defensive half, they'll have Bladestorm available in the next. If they don't get the Bladestorm, could be an operator. Then MW0 will also have to lock down in the next round, should he die this time over. To hopefully make it, what, a 7-5 half, unless...
And you're saying that. 7 on attack.
Yeah.
Oh, my word.
Unless Furia can get something done here with these pistols. This region has always been good with Shirts, but not this time around. Khalil and Digizine both fall. KRU's well on their way to have an impressive attacking half here on Ascent.
Incredibly impressive. The eco round and the momentum they had really carrying them through. Melzer with little ADS able to take down Conan. And it's just the cleanup now of Mazine and MW0 as they move into B.
Continuing with that, right? It's not because they have Shirts that you could actually just start taking 1v1s. KRU continues with the fundamentals, continuing to give a lot of respect for Furia, swinging as a group. Pop flash on top of that to secure the flawless round for KRU in round number 7.
KRU are waking up, the fans as well behind them. 3 ultimates ready for KRU to fly into the site. We'll see if the lockdown comes out now of Furia to stall this. Finding the opening frags has been so big for KRU now.
Flash.
Wow. The most defensive-sided map we have, and KRU says, nah, we'll take the majority of the rounds on attack. Thank you very much. Just saucing it up right now on a flawless as well. 2 more to go.
Here.
Ooh. They heard the jumps, trying to push the operator back. At least in our eyes, we know that Furia does have the operator this time around, and the Aldron's going to confirm it now for KRU.
They back off. Slow play here. They're going to be running right into the utility, so this is going to be big. MW0 on this Killjoy. Lockdown ready, so he'll have to play his life. Even from the top of that heaven. This might make it tough for Khalil to stay alive underneath.
You already heard the knife going out, though, from the 0 point. If it actually does land, unfortunately it doesn't. So lockdown is going to be used here potentially on both ends. The first one on the attack, let down and put down, rather, by KRU.
This is cool. If they can get in, Klaus can plant, they get that Hunter's Fury for the retake lockdown, but that is a necessity for Crew.
You needed Khalil just to use that paranoia, waste that down, but they're spraying through it to get the shot onto the Jazeen. Plant then coming in, shot darts
He
across,
lives!
but no kills there onto Klaus.
Oh my God, they
late
pulled it
lockdown
off.
coming through, gets stopped by the Hunter's Fury. Perfect post-plant positions for Crew. Perfect kills for Crew too. And Mazine gets spotted, Kenzet chasing him down, and 2 flawless rounds in a row for Crew. Dismantling Furia under defensive half.
Incredible team play. And Klaus making it out by the skin of his teeth. That was necessary for the Hunter's Fury to stay alive. Everything clicking there for Crew. Everything clicking on attack here on Ascent. And they just smother Furia inside A. Hey, look at this. Kesnick goes hunting. Thank you very much for the next one. 3K on the Blade Storm round, and that was so well executed.
Yeah, and the idea was so good there for Furia. They didn't want to put the lockdown down right away.
Right.
Just so that Khalil could delay with the paranoia and then run the time in their favor. Put a lockdown and force Crew to just scramble across the map on a post plant.
Answers for the questions. Answers on answers, Van Silly.
Yeah.
Looks like the A push comes in, so they get this control over the orb once again. A little bit of farming from these orbs now coming from Crew. They're giving themselves multiple win conditions.
It's definitely different than what we saw in the first map. The duels are in favor of Crew, with the exception of this man right here, still able to do and trying to do whatever he can here to put Furia back on their back, in his backpack rather. As MW0 swings across for Judge Kill onto Nagzet. Recon dart off the execution here. Space gained by Kesnit. Turns around for the kill onto MW0. A late lurk from Melzer. Lines up the 2 kills here. The dash away, not good enough. 1 more left to go. As it's Melzer somehow. You have Fury that's still able to hold down this B site.
30 seconds left.
Going out.
Melzer's isolating this, picking up the spike. Knows exactly now where the last 2 players are for Furia. So he wants to take this 1v1 against Conan. The substitution in the back of the site, playing with the Guardian. 10 seconds left on the clock. Spike goes down. Recon dart trying to get a timing. Conan knows he's close now. Pre-firing the shot. Here's a reload. Paranoid doesn't work.
Oh my gosh.
The headshot there onto Conan in a 1 versus 1. Never heard the paranoia, so he has no idea where Khalil is coming from.
They just missed it. They just
made
missed
it through the smoke. No matter what, though, it's still a drop sound. Smoke's about to dissipate. Footsteps are being heard. Then on to the tap. Melzer walking in, trying to go around the radius of the smoke. Walks into it. The spray. Oh my God! He gets it for the kill. The Red Bull clutch and the 9th round for Crew.
Can you expect anything else from Melzer? One of the players of Americas we know to have strength in anchoring a site, playing those solo situations, but even when he needs to identify the situation himself, he finds the opponents and finds the 4K for the round win. 9-3 on the attack side of Ascent. You have to wonder what Fury was thinking, picking this into Crew.
Well, you know what? Crew may have the only one
On the menu, if Crew can keep this up.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be a topic we want to talk about here, especially when Carlisle, the coach there from Furia, said, hey, we don't want to play Haven. We want to play Bind.
Oh, they don't want to play Haven at all.
It's also Crew. They played that yesterday against MIDR, so there's definitely some tapes that's been studied, but we'll have to talk about that if we get there. Right now, it's the pistol round that's important. 3 of them were in favor of Furia so far this series, and Crew wants their first one with this first blood from Keston.
And just stopped in their tracks. Furia lose Digizine immediately, and you know on Ascent how weird that feels. Now the entire team has to be diving into site. You do not have a jet to cause chaos. So this is for the mid-round call, all on the side of Furia.
And Crew, that's what they wanted to do here, at least for Furia. Knowing the aggression of KRU, trying to see if anybody's going to peek early. Just posted up in different angles, defaulting still across the map. Almost got the punishment there. On to Kesnet, down to 22 HP. And they pivot back towards the A site.
That's about it. That's the last smoke they have for the moment. So this is all dry peeking as they make their way in.
Oh, and then Museum on the lurk. 3 guys against them, and he gets 2 of them! Make that even all 3!
Spike planted.
One-man army on the other side of the map. MWZera just running.
How does that happen?
We saw it. Yeah, definitely saw
Missed
Kesnet.
around the floor.
No
Kill
way!
now for NWZera. Melzer now spotted on the top of heaven.
Oh, they're coming up. They're waiting.
Oh,
they're
want it.
high. Yeah, they're going to give it to him. Where is he? Tell me.
Melzer doesn't want to give it.
Melzer thinks he's coming from mid. They're trying to sniff him out.
You
No,
tell your
that's
losses
your
too.
teammate.
You have a ghost, you have a paranoia. You're saving whatever you can.
Oh, they're running.
NWZera is still trying to hunt it down.
They're running.
But that should have been KRU's first pistol round. And NWZera. Monstrous play.
Yeah, Furia has all of the pistol rounds. You have to remember these thrifties coming out of KRU, but it's the Furia pistol rounds that continue to be won. And MWZera just putting on a clinic for this one.
At least that's nice.
Yeah.
Silver lining there for KRU.
Melzer in the 1v2 is just showing up right now. That one not having the result of a W. Still a few frags to get those weapons in hand when time comes, though. What's the hit here from KRU? Just one Sheriff on Kesnet? No, Davies has one as well. And Mazine's gonna tiptoe forward on A just to see what they can find, and they're gonna find a lot, Vans.
Too many players, too many bodies of KRU towards the A entrance. And on this very map, it's this very man right here with the Sheriff dropping another one that allow KRU to get an eco here. NWZera, the one that went up big the first round, the previous round, only has a ghost to work with. This time around, there is at least a weapon here in his POV as it picks up a Spectre. But KRU looking for their second thrifty of this map, following a pistol round loss. Off angle, out in the open, and it's Melzer that sweeps up the kill. KRU well on their way to push this to a third map.
Melzer with those frags, with a weapon in this one. Able to keep closing out members of Furia.
One enemy remaining.
Boom. Instant close. What a call. 4 stack A. All right, sounds good. Just get Furia to walk into them at the A archway entrance. 10-4 now for KRU. Slaughter after map number 1's back and forth here as they turn up the heat. And now Davies, Klaus, and the rest of the squad, a little bit of a misbuy. Looks and still like they have the majority of the weapons for this round, though.
Nice pop flash, 3 pushing through the smoke. Kesnet dash activated, Klaus with the support. And they hold the angle towards market. Kesnet once again. Advantage now for KRU. Spike being picked up by Manzine. Bulldog and Sheriff. Okay, this man is warming up. NWZera with the lurk kill opening. 2 versus 2.
Has to clear sight, but how far can MWZera get if it's almost becomes sketchy if you cannot get back to the front of sight? There we go. Good protection.
Last player standing.
But the Bulldog is not good enough.
Nope.
An attempt there from Manzine to run around and force a player to peek out, but NWZera just couldn't get the kill. And KRU, at least this time around, don't get ecoed back.
Wild support. Like we said, hometown crowd, almost our home field advantage. It feels like here for KRU at this point, from yesterday to today with the fans. And this time, they are using all the energy in the room. Another round 2 away from solidifying this one. Blade Storm for Kesnet here already in the second half on round number 4, but MWZera can answer, can rebuttal with a lockdown to keep them out of sight. They give respect here on this round to Furia, not peeking so many of the angles right away. Okay, Kesnet, never mind. He's still getting a look at what's going down in mid. This A focus here Mazine just on the Sheriff, still kind of a Guardian buy now from Furia to try to make this work.
Recon Guard also spotted 2 players on the top of Catwalk. So with the lockdown going down, Crew getting ready for a push from Furia into A. Nice paranoid once again.
Yeah, great timing.
This time on a defensive side of Crew. Doesn't allow Furia to really flood into the site. Even allowing Crew to get better positions on the hold. No plans come down so far. The feet are being spotted, and DGZ just couldn't get the kill. Crew are now at that point.
Fearless in defense, right on the edge of the lockdown, ready to jump back into sight and get themselves into position. And there, I feel like Furia almost put themselves in a tough position. You are rushing a site with Guardians. Your one-taps have to be immaculate. There's no chance to miss your first shot. None of this round was played from afar or even medium range for Furia. They go right to Cat and right in sight with Guardians. Interesting choice, and Crew continues to pile on the rounds here. Looking at game point here on map 2.
You had to do what you had to do here on the attack with Furia off the lockdown. The biggest chance that you had here. And on his half buy, still the weapon's pretty decent.
Shadows traveling.
Crew's playing very confidently out in the open, forward positions. But Furia still manages to get the openers into dual wins. A site now slightly open. Crew forced to play passively on the top of heaven, waiting out the first piece of utility. Trying to deny the spike plant. Kesnet once again moving forward. Digizine falls. Tap onto the spike. And the spray then onto the other one. And Crew just like that all down the map. And it pushed us into the third one.
And Crew winning a 3v4 there, continuously winning rounds down in members. It didn't seem like
the players that stand in, I'm gonna have to keep my eyes out on Conan right here because Furia is actually not using a raise. I agree with Mimi. It's such a good comp, a good agent on this map.
Yeah.
But not only that, you're playing against Davies, who had amazing trap plays for Crew when they had a defensive half, and you're gonna have to count on Conan to try to flush out that util.
All right, we begin up B long. Pressure will start here as we start throwing util in, dumping it into B to get a reaction. TP.
It's fast. It's quick. It's inside of sight for Crew.
Spike drop.
Okay.
I have this fight.
So a 5 versus 5 retake now for Furia. 3 players inside the smoke. 4 Crew just behind the brimstone smoke. Furia continue to get pushed back. Travelers are getting ready, but as they swing behind it, it's a 1-for-1 trade. Right
my gosh!
1 on low HP, a wide swing coming through, support from DGZ. Melzer gets caught, and grabbed back by Klaus, who gets a second and third in the round. Up to Khalil in a 3 versus 1 is gonna have to clutch it when Crew has the perfect crossfire setup.
Dead to right, hopping out makes the sound. He is gonna get peeked from 3 different angles here.
Oh yeah. Faking a drop, and Klaus is the one that peaks instead. 4 kills and already halfway to the Seekers.
And Crew with a pistol. Able to lock that one down finally as we get to bind here. Nicely done, and screaming through the site, taking control. Even the considerations in these quick moments, you saw there Melzer go down, but Melzer just acted as a body for Klaus to be able to get that final kill on Digizine. He was jumping around trying to reload. They knew exactly what needed to happen. The in-the-moment plays and calls right now of Crew are putting them on top of these rounds. Guardians for themselves, and just Phantom buys coming into round 2. Really sure of this and do not want to find themselves getting eco'd. Oh no.
Cast a curse.
I'm so sorry. Oh, I was gonna say Digizine does have his deagle though.
And
Or his
nonetheless,
sheriff.
Crew finally get a piss around win.
Mm-hmm.
And on their way, potentially now Furia's turn to try to get the Thrifty back. So our first blood that you saw there from DGZ.
Oh my.
Wall bang and a second one with a headshot. Melzer falls. No smokes available now. Both controllers down for Crew.
He makes the hammer action look so good on that sheriff. Just continues to walk around looking for more. I think he knows he's got enough for now. He wants to see the movement from Crew before he peeks out again. Let the rest of the team cause chaos, and then Digizine moves in unnoticed.
Well, Kesnet was the one that was trying to sneak through unnoticed. Almost caught one off guard here towards the spawn. And Furia is content to actually allow the
Thought
plant
too.
to come down so Furia could actually flood back in the site. Conan with the lineup for the post plant, trying to
30
delay that,
seconds
trying to
left.
deny the plant.
Spike planted.
Second shock dart,
Huge
big damage on the
damage.
Klaus.
And Davies. They are down to half right now. A little bit of a heal comes back.
Both now
huddled up.
contained in the U-Haul. Nice shot by NW0. Answered by Klaus, who's still alive for the second kill. Leading back for the third. But Kesnet, the last man standing solo,
Not.
catches Medzine off guard. Does have 10 bullets left in the chamber of the Phantom. Paint shells on the ground, right at the feet of DJZ. And then gets the Red Bull clutch to save the round for Crew.
On the precipice of disaster, Kesnet comes up, forcing the hand of Digizin to stave off that Thrifty. That was looking really scary, especially with the weaponry that we saw Crew bringing into this round. Almost everybody going down. This could still put Crew in a pretty tough position for a bye here. So let's see what Furia can produce for another round. And there's the little Loper nade right at the feet of Digizine to welcome him in.
Their bonus round is going to be almost non-existent.
Exactly, yeah. Look at that. Sorting in through Sheriffs, 3 of them to the rifles of Davies and Kesnet. And Digizine already in the
Early,
grave.
yeah. They tried to do an early peek here, it seems, towards Showers. And it's a good read by Crew, right? 2 orbs away from Kesnet. Maybe the focus now for Crew is to try to pick up the orb on the Showers so that if they lose their bonus round, they have a showstopper in their gun round.
Poison orb emitting.
But unfortunately, also read by Crew, they dropped Digizine early. Focus back towards the B side to see if the orb's still up there.
Shower control basically means that Furia knows this could be a B to hookah hit. I think that's why they're playing this one so patient. Easy retake on short. They're not worried about that, but it's gotta be Mazin playing this one safe, staying alive and giving team info.
Using Seekers on top of that. Confirming now only 1 player in the B site. That's the scene, holding it back around a different corner.
A little strafe jump to get in there, almost through City, almost takes him down with the spam.
Spike planted.
All right.
Actually didn't leave the spike there for Kesnet to pick up these ult orbs on the plant. Just pushing instead towards the elbow. Flash from Medzine as Furia is looking to flood back from the spawn. Camera coming up, trying to spawn on the top of the toxic screen. But we're in a great position now for a Crew just to flood back in on the tap. 3 players on the back of the site. And the crossfire is perfect for Furia, at least for now. Kesnet has a showstopper, pulls it out, lands it on the ground, and W0 falls. And they actually are able to do it and prevent that defuse from happening for Crew. And they get the bonus round, or move into the bonus round now.
That was just back and forth sketchy. It happened so fast. We saw all those ultimates coming out. Kesnet still securing so many frags on these rounds. And that was the one that we missed.
Yeah.
So fast, didn't even catch it.
I think that was the kill that allowed for them to get Seekers too, so
Yeah.
great job here for Crew. Silver lining at least here for Furia is that those ultimates came out right away.
All right.
Just gonna have to be patient a bit here as we're gonna get the HUD back up ASAP. But you still have Crew now in the lead. Kesnet moving forward for an opening attempt on the B site.
Furia on this low buy, or I should say their eco. Sheriffs all around. Crew is going to try to feel this one out. Every round before this has been super fast, and Crew is recognizing so many intricate parts of the game where Furia would be stacking, would be playing Sheriffs, or would be trying something different. It does not seem like the usual Furia tricks are working against their opponent today. There we go. HUD's back up, see our ult, see where we stand. And no!
Nice grab, well, Maxine with 2 other ones. The trap play that they have, the stack that they have in the B side. Shot from Maxine! Crazy one to the exit! And it's time for Furia to answer back with their thrifties.
Consideration or not, Furia still able to nail those shots. His Crew played it slow, played it safe. It didn't matter. Crew goes down 2-2 now as Furia find themselves from bonus on in this Thrifty. Mazin Incredible play. That concuss too, as well, coming
Exactly.
through. Great timing by Khalil to be able to use the Astra utility to a T.
And that's exactly one of those things and the changes that you have from Furia. The extra stars now bringing out this Astra instead of playing a Brimstone Viper that they played before. Allows so much of this stack trap play that they just did on their Thrifty, where they hope they could do this on the attack now. As this round for round number 5, KRU looking to add some early pressure. But it's still Furia that answers first.
It is a great point, seeing this, the Astra and the Viper. Usually your Brimstone is the one that will lean back and forth and spawn from site to site. Now, you don't have to do that run around with Khalil. You can get the stars you need when someone calls for it across with this global map presence, and it really allows Furia to stay solid in their defense without having to guess where they need to send that floater.
Here.
Back around, KRU now going back to A, where you see Furia not worried. They're going to play a little farther back in sight, but nowhere near rotating off site.
KRU is trying to move back towards long B to salvage that other Vandal. So Klaus and Kesnet, 2 players that you want to count
30
on.
seconds left.
Especially with Klaus's performances yesterday against MIBR on this map as Sky. I think went something like 24, 12, and 12. He went insane. And has an opportunity now to save the round for KRU once again. Stars coming down, deniability. The gravity well, not good enough. It's a different plan, especially that they set this up on triple. Beautiful recon dart coming out though from Conan, spotting 2 players now. But KRU still has the opportunity to reposition themselves on a crossfire position. Kesnet with the first. Now one of those Vandals fall down. Digizine looking for the flank and a back stop by Davies, and they get the rifle themselves.
Again, Vance?
Well, flash indeed. This is going to keep going back and forth. Poison Orb this time around once again for Furia. Diffusing right through it. Madzine in the back. Nice shot from Naxet. But the sprays across from Khalil are just too good.
My ult's ready.
They stop the bleeding. No Thrifties coming back. And Furia take the lead 3-2.
Very close there. You saw the plan that the KRU is putting together. The plant just off L-Box means that hold on U-Haul becomes so pivotal. They lost the members of U-Haul, and it was not as strong here. They had to push all the way out and give up that position. Furia with a great retake. Again, like you said, avoiding the Thrifty. And at this point, it's necessary. Map 3, you can't be toying around and losing those rounds. Digizine will now break out the Operator. One of the easier maps to use it on. You're usually going to see someone at long B. His chances to be able to get that first blood are very high here.
It's a tight angle, snake bite to try to push him out.
So
and
aggressive.
uses a dash to actually break the Trailblazer. Now forced to fall away, but KRU, they know now that the Opper's there.
Exactly.
They pivot back now towards the A site.
Huge information. And Digizine is trying to read that. Rotating through spawn, knowing he wants to be one of the first ones to be aware of the strat. You come up as the Opper in the middle of the strat, you're not having as much fun.
So many layers here, though.
There it is.
Blinded by that one. The timing on the shot, Klaus to fall. So a great rotation by Digizine towards the A site. But Davies is going to try to make the heroic play. Inching through the smokes now towards that L-Box. Repositioning on the spike plant. Melzer getting it down. Wallbangs attempted to come through. Now it's up to the aim lapse. Long range ADSing down on the top of the bench towards spawn. Not working out for any kills. So still a clear advantage for Furia as they have to come back for the retake. Cosmic Divide on the defense. Lots of smoke coming out as well.
3 U-Haul.
Exactly on the defense trying to push through, and 3 players from KRU holding it back around.
Oh my.
And as this Cosmic Divide's about to come down, it's time for the bloodbath. Digizine, the first one for the retake attempt. Davies trying to spray through as much as he can. Nebula, though, full defuse. Oh, look at that. The satchel to break the crosshair and break the defuse for a bit. But still too strong as Fury on the blood retake.
That plant, it seems too tough with the way that Furia is retaking the site to use again. I don't think we'll see KRU try that one again unless we're going for something more default. That plant has avoided Furia's response to plant denial. A lot of utility coming in. So while KRU was able to get it down, they're still not able to hold the site for some reason. That post plant is not as strong as it was previously in the series, and Furia has KRU's number now. Hunter's Fury up as well as a pit. They could decide where they want KRU to go on this round.
KRU's getting a little bit of the struggles that Furia's had when Furia got thrifted by KRU. The economy in a situation where, okay, we have an opportunity to win a round, you lose a round, you're back in a broken bye.
Operator showers. Digilzine will switch that up every round and keep you thinking.
Okay, Trailblazer is going to spot Davies here. Hunter's Fury coming out from the spawn, out into the U-Haul, trying to get this pick. Inside shower 2, and there you go. The third pulse actually spots Kesden and Nags. And nothing they could do here on this half buy that you have for KRU except for Kesden with the Guardian kill and Melzer swinging through. Just like that, in the blink of an eye. KRU makes this salvageable, doable.
Furia this round have basically taken the showers control that KRU has been using, and they give Digilzine a Trailblazer that comes from that side. Sites have been switched now, though, so it's going to have to be a rotation.
1v1 here. The Seeker is coming out. Showstopper on the other end of the B site. On the pulse planet. Lands everywhere. It's up to MW0. Crosshair. Satchel charge.
He's getting juggled.
Puts him away. He's trying to hunt him down. Low HP is going to be Kesden. You thought that they weren't going to be able to deal with how the hole was so good for Furia, but Kesden and Melzer steps up to the plate for that challenge and allows KRU to get a thrifty.
Deuce the strategy, right? They're having to get past those defensive positions of Furia. And time, they're doing it. Here we are, coming up onto round 8. Can KRU even it up? Davies with the op on the Cypher now.
I love it.
They're gonna go ahead and watch the extremities on this round to make sure Furia doesn't get too much info, and a slow creep up here from KRU to get themselves into position.
Giving me some Steel vibes here with the
operator
on Cypher. Meanwhile, though, an early pit coming out from Furia, blocking both. The hookah drop and the long B play. Orb available for Klaus. Pops up the Seekers, puts them all in line. Not going to use it yet here to try to flush out inside the pit. It's going to be more a pivot back towards the A site if Davies could actually get and catch one off the rotation. Star's already on the ground. Al Jones being heard here towards the back of the APC. Digilzine's on the top of that as well with the operator himself.
It's basically movement on the sound of the op. The Seekers are gonna prompt something a little bit earlier than that.
Oh, trying to get the nose scope there onto Khalil, couldn't connect onto that, and also Digilzine dropped Melzer and Klaus.
Spike down.
And actually, you did have Davies do some damage onto Khalil. It's down to 5 HP, so there was some contact there. Nonetheless, though, 20 seconds left.
Oh, the sketchy plan.
Oh my gosh. Satchel kill onto Khalil, and now the pit comes out on the attack. Nagzet trying to hold it, and Kesden playing long range. Because he does have the paint shell for deniability.
2 guiding lights to go in, but how much can they be used? What's the return? They're trying. Here they go.
It's behind him, though, so the outline comes out. There's that first kill. Second flash, eats it, turns away. Satchel coming through, and a spray through the Viper's pit, making it the advantage for KRU to tie up this series as they salvaged a round with, once again, heroic plays at a disadvantage.
Slow play and really a rinse and repeat of that 4-1. 1 showers, the control coming in from short, and once they've grabbed U-Haul control, it seems to be causing too much chaos for Furia. Yeah, Digilzine's back here firing, but then you got Kesnet that just rips out of U-Haul and takes down Digilzine. And after that, it was just enough space for KRU to get the rest of what they needed. Furia calls the timeout here. Something about the loss will give them 2,900 on top of that money, but if all of them go down, they're definitely not going to be buying next round. So KRU could start pulling away with a few here. Ultimates on the ready for Davies and for Melzer. Pretty set far back with the operator. Going to be able to dodge that. You see just getting help from the Vandals around him. So Digilzine set up for success. Okay, Khalil. Okay, they're done with this showers game that KRU has been playing, Van Silly.
Exactly.
They're done.
doubling up in that area, dropping down Davies. So instead of using an operator to try to push down towards the shower and lock that down, it's just going to be the bodies. Crew rotating back, has the orbital strike to work with. Might use it towards showers. They're going to try to ping that out.
Here's this short play again. Straight to U-Haul. It's just like smashing down a door. Okay, they're going to do it really slow this time. They walk in, but they're still getting the same amount of space. The retaliation from Furia is what has faltered here once Crew gained this position.
And flashing towards the back of the site actually didn't spawn anybody, so they will confirm the orbital strike towards showers and gain that control towards A. Tap onto the spike.
Wow.
No utility coming out as of yet. Finally, a shot guard comes down, but Digizine once again with the op. The glass cannon comes in for the second kill. Disadvantage once again, but it's Melzer and Kesnet.
Stuck in the pocket.
That clutched it the previous time for Crew. Will attempt to do it one more time. Works out as Mazin falls. Melzer still hiding behind that smoke.
He's creeping through with the op.
It's so hard to do. It's so hard to do here as Digizine has that updraft on the top of the APC. Poison rope net coming out. Melzer hiding just on the other end. Crossfire now set up. And there's that first, the swing across.
Player standing.
And they have no idea that Kesnet's hiding around the corner. Has that flick, couldn't get the kill. It was close.
Again, no answer that Furia has to come in on that U-Haul protection on the A site plant. Rinse and repeat here for Crew. They've answered the showers control, but still giving up this U-Haul side that seems to be so strong for Crew. I mean, one round it didn't work for Crew. They teleport over and they went to B, so still have an answer if Furia come up strong in this. The post-plant situations and the way that Crew is playing them, different members, different synergy, is incredible right now. It's so good to see from the team after the season they had.
Finally, the economy gets broken back for Furia. As you mentioned, not too much to work with what they had purchased on that previous round. Only one Vandal, the strongest weapon that you have in the hands of Khalil. Still posted that up in the right position with two more of his teammates on the A side. That's where Crew's currently moving in. Trying to rotate across. And with support, just good enough for those two kills.
Quick clears. You see Crew feeling like they're in control right now, and you actually have to manage that.
Oh, nice. I should have had that one, but MW0 flicks back for the judge kill. Cypher, Neural Theft, spotting the three players, so that isolates and cancels out the attempt of a flank from Mazin. Giving an opportunity now for Crew to plant, but MW0 with his Vandal!
Remaining.
That's only one player alive, and that's a beautiful start set on the ground. And with the lower buy that you have for Furia, they tie the game once more. And for those of you that are tuning in for 100 Thieves and Sentinels, you're just going to have to wait a little bit longer, because this one is also going to be a very good series to end it up.
5-5 now, and Furia a lot more patient on that retake. Crew has had this flurry of utility that's been everywhere on the site as Furia's been trying to push in. They wait for it all to dissipate. Now it's just dry fire fights, and MW0 has been on the winning side of most of those that he's come to. They play it right, they play it slow, and come up with a victory after hemorrhaging a few rounds there. 3 in a row to get that defuse.
Such a chess game now. The swing round back in favor of Furia. Crew now with the Lorelei. A triple swing just to try to see if Khalil and Conan will try to push back towards the showers, and nobody's there. Now giving an opportunity for either of these three players to pick up the orb. It's going to be in the hands of Kesnet. Showstopper now in the ready.
There. The other side, I think B is just fog of war for a Crew right now. We haven't even seen them go towards that side of the map in the last handful of rounds, and another creep up here. Nags is going to have positioning.
Yeah, I kind of like it too. Furia has always been giving the sites open and over for Crew, playing it very passively, so Crew identifies that and wants to keep the showstopper for a post plant instead. Seekers then coming out on both ends. Mazin and Klaus trying to find the info. Showstopper finally comes out. Big flash coming through. First shot onto Klaus, onto Mazin, and then there's that Showstopper. The flank coming out from the showers. He gets fully denied, and Crew has the upper hand with a 2-player advantage on the post split on A.
Recovering it.
creeping in from heaven, trying to drop into the site, but they have so many players to find.
Tap on the spike. Conan with the first kill onto Ken's in a second one. Onto Klaus as the Cosmic Divide comes out. Furia in great position. Somehow it turns it over for Furia. Conan with 4 kills into the round. And they have the time for the defuse as well.
KRU way over antsy on that one, and Furia recognizing the opportunity. Very fast play to start us off here in showers and shut some stuff down, but as soon as these peaks from short came out, the late trade, the late swing, yeah, you can't anchor like that and expect to win the round. Furia just destroy KRU on that retake.
And that's the great calls on both ends under the pressure. You may be questioning why these swings are coming out towards short, but we had some nice snake bites from NW0 into showers, preventing those guys from getting out and playing that post plant when it was tapped on across. So KRU had to swing out on that short A side and is waited by Conan. Once again, the substitute for Furia coming up huge in that previous round.
Yeah. In this situation, in the pressure, Conan, I don't think he's feeling any of it. We go back to B now, 3-1-1 for the side of KRU. Operator still there for Digizine. He's going to be in the top of heaven waiting on A. And again, remember, there's not a lot of defensive movement coming in from Furia here. So they're ready.
Undiscouraged from the spawn.
Call?
Flash getting the contact on at least some bodies, and you're trying to at least get information. And getting no pulses, you're forcing a jiggle peek out of Medzine, who only saw 1 player. Nonetheless, though, the pivot still comes back from KRU towards the A site, where once again, the operator in the hands of Digizine. Player just before here that Baby Bay was mentioning wasn't too hot with the op on the first 2 maps, but this time definitely shines and has been a key component on the anchor holds. Beautiful orbital strike, putting Digizine in a different position, but still the wall bang from Khalil out in the front of triple, dropping Davies. No work from showers through the smoke. Then President answers back, waiting for that util to come back down as we might. Well, we have to commit. Actually, there's only 15 seconds left. Time goes down.
Planted.
Digizine with a tight angle looks back, but Medzine and NW0 are the ones that picks up the kills on a rotate back from KRU on the pulse plant attempt. Hit then coming out, Satchel then to push them back. Melzer and Kizant one more time in a situation to try to clutch, but it's not gonna work. Furia answers right back and they take the lead by 2 to end the half, 7-5.
Start off again of a 5v4. They convert from the side of Furia. Davey finds himself going down for a first kill of the round. Khalil finds him on that one. And yeah, the start of this play was great. The smokes that came down on heaven from KRU that uses the orbital strike on everybody trying to get into the site position. And Furia just adjusted so well, so well.
So who wins between Sentinels and 100 Thieves? You're gonna have to stay tuned. First off, finishing the series between Furia and KRU. The final half of this series to see who's able to move forward or who's unfortunately gonna go home. Furia currently in the lead by 2. Starting off now on the attack. Pistol round now underway. And the first trap being set up here by Davies gets canceled. 5 ghosts, by the way, for KRU.
A full teleport retake here. It's up to Davies to stay alive.
And they just want to fight it right away. 1-for-1. Being tagged by an owl drone, forced to fall back. Plant has come down for Furia. In position, not good enough. Davies coming out for the kill. Casting it out from the showers. Only 2 left alive now towards U-Haul for Furia. Up against 4 players of KRU. Khalil and Conan have to step up to the plate. Batting now as they cancel the first attempt of the defuse by the Gravwell. Then the spray across, it's up to Khalil alone after all. The defuse will then come out no matter what. And KRU, once again, when it comes down to the important rounds, the important series, they win the second pistol of Bind.
Incredible stuff. You see them being able to stop the back and forth of these rounds. Just into the last half, they were trading 3 to 4 rounds in a row. So good that KRU can start off with a few here to get us back to an even game. Can't have to get, too one-sided yet here. We don't want to see any of these teams going home just yet. Give us the full regulation and bring us back into overtime. So Crew, like you said, grabbing that pistol, the early smokes, early mollies that they're throwing over here to get themselves into position. Pretty nicely done in that protocol. So you can see Crew having quite a bit set up.
Just heard that dink.
Furia as well, sorry.
Yeah, you just heard that dink there as Flash came out and showers on the attack. But then Klaus going for the jump peek for info at long. Kesnet with the support though, ADSing with that Bulldog. Another advantage to start things off for Crew. That's now 2 players spotted. Make that even a third from the early jump peek that you saw. Share shots finding lands here for MW0. Kesnet falls. Camera up. And it's time now for the lurk to get initiated. And that's Medzine making it behind enemy lines. Does not see an exit, but could still make it towards the spawn. Now circling back. Smelling blood. Nagzet still stuck, watching forward. And no shenanigans with the knife. They know that this is an important round to win for Furia, as they have the lower
30
buy.
seconds left.
Conan Plant focusing that Hunter's Fury. Easy for him to get in. And they should be able to clean up Crew on the retake. Not a guarantee though. Crew has been so good on these.
Yeah. Especially when Klaus has 2 flashes available. Melzer watching the corner, and that's Medzine. With that Spectre that was able to pick up. And his teammates is low on HP. This might be it.
Last player standing.
Especially with him falling. Low HP, MW0 comes out from the showers, and that's a thrifty in. Riv, I think we're just gonna see the back and forth battle continue between these 2 teams with these low buys that still comes out into fruition every time.
Wow. The amount of pressure this puts on as well. I think Crew's gonna have to call upon everything they have in this moment.
Oh yeah.
Furia bringing back that dark horseness from the beginning of the season, it seems like, now that they have some control over the game. But too early to tell. A push up.
Flash then blinding 2, dash away, and that's support from the rest of Furia. The crossfire coming in between on both short sides, both sides of short A rather. Denying the push that was attempted here by Crew. That lands. Crossfire now set up. Nagzet trying to jump away here, preventing the push from happening inside U-Haul, puts a snake bite on the ground.
2 of the headhunters here on Crew. This is a possibility. And Furia's looking for the frags, knowing that Crew has been playing close. Did not expect that. That was kind of brazen, a little ambitious.
Yep.
Oh my.
Got his one. Up to Nags. Sheriff in hand. He's done it before with headhunters.
Jumps through.
That's confidence coming out of MW0. Round out for Furia. And yeah, you mentioned it, Riv. They have to try to bring out everything that they can for Crew to try to bring this comeback on the second half. If not, also their lucky stars. And you also need key performances from Klaus, for example. Currently 9 and 14, night and day from what we've seen from him and what he could do on that previous day against MIBR. We're still somewhat early in this second half. We haven't had that real opportunity to see Crew with these trap plays that are able to set up here with Davies. And no opportunities to play some big retakes yet.
Oh, we actually saw MW0 throwing the Viper Orb to short for their pistol round. So multiple lineups here for MW0 as they switch up the composition. Already has different agent situations ready. Pushing up towards long. We've already had some crazy TPs going on here. I think Furia is just playing the flow of the map at this point and are more than happy to do a quick rotation.
Trip not broken, a dash coming in. Klaus still gets that headshot into Digizine, running through to try to surprise another one. The trap plays don't work out. Mazine does get the spray back. Showstopper out for Kesnet to answer back from the Seekers on the attack. They're forced to fall back because of those Seekers, allowing now Furia to move in for the plant. Molly on the ground, pulse plant denial. or plat now utility once again for KRU. Another tap, forcing Kezit to swing out. Nagzet in another clutch situation, this time with a Vandal. The recon dart doesn't spot him. Gets the first shot, trying to let out the second one.
Reset.
The timing and the headshot! Woo! Nags once again coming up huge in his disadvantages.
All right. Absolute incredible movement there and not finding that double peek, the swing, the retrade, the refrag from Furia. You can see a little disjointed there. Digizine not feeling too happy about the loss of that round, but that Vancilia is kind of how we saw KRU toppling MIBR. Klaus and Davies in sight, the smokes go down, and they're identifying through utility their opponents to kill through the smoke. It came down to the 2v1 at this point, or I should say 1v2. Super clean, but KRU's defense on B is very strong, especially the way that Klaus and Davies play it. So Furia is gonna have to battle it with a few rounds in their favor. It looks like it could be KRU creeping back up here from the defensive side. Pretty big default for Furia here, slowing it down. Extremity watch at least. As you see, the spike is down in market.
Yeah. Already had that snake bite lineup coming out from NW
Yeah.
Furia.
It's interesting. It's like a breach using a fault line on Haven. You just use it to use it. Make sure you slow down an initial rush if it is happening. You give yourself the tempo on defense.
One of the rare moments here that KRU hasn't really been playing towards this hookah. Davies is trying to lean out, potentially winning the late battle on what Conan's been doing with this Owl drone. Currently pivoting back from the A site to meet up with the rest of Furia in that area. But the lurk from NW0, meanwhile, on short A, was identified by Nagzit. Was trying to catch him off guard, but instead falls.
MW0 has had a fantastic series. Coming up huge now on the Viper here. First blood, round 17, and it looks like they are going to actually execute here onto the B site. This could get Digizine caught, though.
He's
over the trap.
Across, the dash across. One stepping onto the trap. But Digizine, who did made it in the back of the site, did not allow the rest of KRU of moving through the smoke and catch some players off guard as they were still trying to position themselves on the post plan for Furia. Klaus solo on HP. This is going to have to be a save. KRU's going to move up at 10.
Yeah, that's tough. And seeing how they got as many rounds as they did on the defensive side, the desk was talking about not having the raise, how hard it's going to be to deny the plants. They make it out with a good amount of rounds to now use Digizine in full form. In that dash forward, cause chaos, and let the team coming in behind them bring in the frags. Right over that trip, just completely discombobulates the defensive KRU in B. And Furia pick up another round, 3 away from locking in this series and finding themselves moving forward in LCQ. So the pressure for KRU is mounting.
Very hard anchor hold there for Klaus, because Davies only had the Guardian, so under that huge pressure and the commitment that Furia had towards that B site, nothing really that you could do there when your teammates inside hookah with the Guardian.
Yeah.
You can't really spray back through these smokes, through those trades that they were so good on this map yesterday.
And we talked about how Furia can play the Astra on defense in every site. Watch how KRU's going to be rotating back and forth. Wait a minute.
Yeah, an updraft, a flash, fully blinded. The headshot to Benzine. Shock dart answered back by Conan. Updraft here towards the air from Digizine with the Blade Storm. But what a nice individual effort by Melzer to kick things off and give the player advantage for KRU.
Thought that was going to be a much quieter scenario. That little sliver through the smoke.
Recovering it.
It's ripping off this round. And a minute left. I think Furia here, waiting position.
Take flight.
They want KRU to make the first move, but that's hardly ever the case. I think Furia is going to have to walk into a lot of danger here.
Oh, he's stuck in there now at 6 HP.
Yeah.
Because they could even move in and do a satchel if he can, but he knows that Somebody's going to try to take some sort of an advantage from a Shower's control. Actually lets Conan get away. There's that tap onto the spike. Snakebite coming down with the satchel, denying the first attempt of the plant. Now fully down and locked in for Furia. Still the advantage for the attackers on the post plant because of the weaponry that KRU currently has for this retake. Absolutely nothing with the exception of the Phantom in the hands of Kesdet. Forcing out that Hunter's Fury early. And that was the kill that you needed before. Great delays coming out here from Furia, from that Hunter's Fury, and that's the rifle falling down as well.
Oh.
Then on to the tap. Nice recon dart now by Conan, spotting both players, fighting onto that spike. And I feel here, Riv, that the story could have been so different if Kesdet did get the kill there onto Conan.
It feels like they're falling apart a little bit. They're not considering everything in the situation. Yes, Kesnet's idea is to run back, find Conan, get him during the Hunter's Fury, but then forgets that there's just other members. Obviously somebody protecting Conan and goes down mid-run. It's the little things we weren't seeing KRU make those mistakes on earlier. I feel like Furia is now inside their head and may have that final grip to pull out the win. 2 more rounds is what it's going to take. It's not over yet. A little bit of a default here by Furia. And they actually switch up how they're playing this Cypher again. KRU putting Davies over towards A instead of the Klaus and Davies on B to play through the smokes. Great spam. Start off Mazine. It is quiet. Spikes all the way down back behind Showers too. Far back to attacker spawn. Furia is going to bring this one down to about 30, 40 seconds before they hit the site. They're all over the map, so it's going to take some time.
And the more time that they waste now for Furia, the more you're happy for KRU. Orbital strike still online in the hands of Melzer to try to cancel that out. Currently set up towards that A site. So in a great position so far as Furia is still trying to work around the map. They have zero information of where the stacks could be. The only thing that they did was break a trip early in the Showers. And now they know the Viper's playing towards B. There's that pick coming out. He's gonna flush out Furia to commit towards this A site.
In goes Digis in.
23 seconds left.
They have control so far, but it looks like KRU's gonna give it to him for the orbital strike.
Molly on the ground as well, 15 seconds left.
Another delay.
Shells available for MW0, landing on the ground. No plant coming through, 19 HP left.
What's left?
Satchel coming through. It stops it.
Just started.
4 seconds left. And there's that side coming across. And that's what happens when you give time to KRU.
Exactly. They set up, they take a breath, the ultimate pushing everybody over towards B, and at the point that we saw Furia going into A, Kesnet already on the rotation. A great hit by Furia, a great read by KRU as they are able to just deny the plant over and over again. And this right here is why you expect to see a raise on Bind, because of that denial. It's so strong and delays even more as the paint shells come out to stop it again. Incredible stuff with the blast packs, including all the util coming in to grab KRU round, an 8th round as we're now into round 20. KRU still with their backs against the wall here, pulling out some incredible stuff. They've pushed Shower, so they know this might be a B player. They think it could be a B play, especially with the guiding lights coming through, and Nagzet's going to take a safer position here.
Yeah, breaking the owl drone. Pain shells then coming across on the other end. Trailblazer out on the attack. Clearing out towards the Showers. Nagzet playing behind here, the Seekers, and they're spraying behind those Seekers. Oh, a clothesline from Kesnet out the Diffusine as they're just trying to dash away to safety. Advantage back for KRU.
A lot of predicted spans coming through for that chip damage to start off. And KRU back to kind of a, I wouldn't say default, actually. They're leaving Davies on an island right now to guard what could be a full rush by 3, and should expect it.
Yeah. There's still time. There's still time to force a rotate and TP in the last second if they get a tap here.
Oh, I thought they were going to get the shower teleport in, but it looks like MW0 wants the full lurk around crew exiting B. This is a 5-head play here. I think he gets Nax at.
Committing now to the plant. Not enough time for the rotate. NW0, here's the drop. Oh! The sixth sense.
Woo.
As Conan pushes towards the spawn, though. Maybe he's trying to spray pack, but Conan turns around on a 180. An advantage coming back for Furia as they have time on their side. In this post-plant situation, both of them inside U-Haul. They're first to pick out a 1-4. Make that a 2 for none, actually. That was perfect for Khalil to be able to get that kill onto Melzer, but Melzer steps up and allows Crew here to get the 9th round.
The trades there for Furia have been a bit lackluster throughout the game, but the situations where Melzer is facing 2 people have been incredible. Another one where he pulls up 2, just a shoulder for Nagzet to be able to take down MW0 there, and the rest of the round is history. A bit of a spray and pray there by Davies, but it did look like he connected with a head, so it might have just been a dink and then a tap down. The situation was different, however, and that is Crew.
This timeout is huge.
This is a position Crew knows all too well. Games that are within 3 rounds. Their record, 2-14 in these close games. Can they deny that history? Put another win in the column. Good damage to start off on Melzer, stripping away that armor. And it just looks like a default from Furia here. 3 towards showers. Someone's getting cleaned up.
Oh, yeah. Oh! It's both players that were initially taking control on showers for both of the teams, actually. And Madzine still alive with the Seekers. This could be
I've got your trail.
a key piece exactly of utility. And you like these moments.
Wow.
Under the pressure, everybody's getting their ones. Everybody's getting their trades too. Playing this round to perfection. The best in 2-year abilities for both Furia and Crew. Camera now spotting Madzine. Picture perfect for a Trailblazer to hit him. Trying to spray across here, but he stays alive somehow.
Spraying. They haven't made it into the site just yet. Trailblazer will snuff that for just a second more.
Didn't see the Cypher though. Flash then out. Second flash available from Madzine. Both blinded Madzine with the first kill onto Davies. Gravity well. Flank back. Another 1-for-1.
Klaus
again through the tin. Khalil down to 51 HP. Klaus trying to move forward with the heroic play. Spikes across. The 3rd into the round. To defuse for Crew. And we're 1 away from tying it.
Klaus has been a godsend throughout the LCQ here for the side of Crew. An absolutely incredible play from him in the tight situations to get the impact frags and make the round not matter. If anything before, this dink through the wall, but then the flick. Not even having the right angle in the 50-50 here and still coming up with the kill. Incredible stuff. Around the world, the Crew fans are sending their energy. 3 ultimates now for the side of Furia here to get into sight and just pound a strategy onto the defensive side of Crew.
And you want a player like Klaus to step up and to wake up right now. Alendron, though, spotting Kesnet, trying to get a kill with the Hunter's Fury. To no avail, but at least the space is taken by Digizine, at least for a brief moment. Denied right away by Melzer with the Bulldog inside showers. 2 ults available for Crew in this round 22. Orbital Strike and Showstopper. As there's that Orbital Strike. Furia forced to fall back here towards short A. And we're getting a Showstopper early. Klaus with the kill onto Khalil. And these trades, these kills are actually coming all in favor of Crew so far. Madzine stuck against a full roster of Crew Esports. As with those kills, have the Seekers available for Klaus. A flash to confirm the position.
Missed him.
And all he can do is wait.
Yeah, they know at least. Searching for this position. Nagzet's going to be the one to try and finalize the kill. And with the 3K, they do just that to tie up the game. And an incredible protocol they have to retake these sites. And
for a moment, I feel like Furia forgetting what they were talking about that KRU was doing throughout these maps. Playing patient, playing back. But Furia still start a round with a Dry Hunter's Fury and a dash up from Digizine to find no members in sight. And as they fall to the ground, they fall even further with KRU coming in with the kills. Understanding the strategy that can happen from Furia right now. 4 in a row here for KRU on the defensive side as they start the momentum that could possibly lock in map 3.
11-11, you've gotten your wish for a close series between Furia and KRU. Spike down on a default play for Furia. Picking up the pace a little bit more with some control inside Hookah. Digizine at the helm just behind the Trailblazer. And Davies looking for these jump spots. Choosing otherwise than to re-peek. Camera instead to be used.
It was back to the original setup of Klaus and Davies on this site. Ready to just take down Furia through the smokes if it happens. Spike being down means Furia is feeling out this round to the max. No movement until they see a frag or information that makes them happy about a protocol to run.
I was just about to say those Seekers were a very important piece of information once again under the minute mark.
One Guardian to kill them all too.
Exactly. And the second one fades away here towards Long B. And that's false info. The rotate's going back from Kesnet towards the A site. 30 seconds left on the clock.
Left.
And actually,
Is it red?
Furia is running back towards the area.
Melzer still eyes on Shower.
Cosmic Divide now out. Melzer
Oh, he plays it safe.
looking for a swing potentially. Dash through, 13 seconds left. Flash around one corner.
10 seconds left.
Satchel's there to deny once
Plans
again.
up.
Time in favor of KRU, and they're using a util. Shifting now the plant at the L box. And with that, Cosmic Divide instantly goes down. First blood then for Melzer this time around. An opportunity for KRU to take the lead at the most important round of this series.
Melzer!
And it's working out so far. Madzine stuck inside Showers. Star on the top of the spike. A swing out here from KRU as a tap comes in now for Nagzit. Gravity well now used. Snakebite on the ground, but it's too far away. Sprays in from Khalil. Madzine has to make a play now from Showers as the orb is coming through. Halfway now, the wall bang! 3 versus 2 now. Orb now out. Gravelo once again. There's no time left. Somebody has to stick it. Can't do it. 2 skills. The diffusion comes in. And KRU. And Maverick series point.
A round left up to spams! What? To spamming the spike! This late, the decisions from Furia being thwarted by KRU round after round. Yes, they can work, but KRU isn't having any of these games right now. They bring it back into their favor. And KRU 1 round away from continuing the LCQ run. Vamo, indeed, as we get ourselves into a round where the buys a bit scattered in armor and a Guardian coming up for Conan. Not the worst, but it is going to have to be Furia starting us off here. They've played the last few rounds down to the wire, leaving the spike out for a default play. And this time they don't have that normal Showers control. They're gonna have to retake the other side of the map if Furia want it.
Furia is playing exactly into the game plan of KRU. Wasting that timer down. Not a friend to their side. KRU just keeps using util to create havoc and chaos in these post plans. So picking up the pace now, a full execution towards this B site. It all comes down to this now for Furia to try to force another OT.
1 for 1.
Klaus then swinging out, a
3v3.
2 for 2. Important Viper's pick coming out on the attack now for MW0 as he had it before. Cosmic Divide, nowhere near for Khalil as he's still looking for at least a tap onto the spike. Wasting out the util once again. Oh, he eats it!
B.
Spike is now down! Digizine has to come up with plays now.
Yeah, he's
30
trying to
seconds
float
left.
outside the ult. Nagzat's gonna go for a dueling Viper's Pit.
Double swing towards the elbow, spike is down.
Just MW0.
I have the spike.
Tap on the spike, a jump out into the pit. The shorty from Nagzit! Us KRU claim another victim! And they move forward in the LCQ